What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
I didn't even want to ask. You see how I was just like, I'm gonna just let it just, intro and.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off.
Just,
I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pretty mad.
You were my thoughts and prayers last night, man. You were my thoughts. Yeah.
Especially after what you sent me.
Yo, I was like, oh.
Wasn't in the mood.
I was like, Deke won't respond to the text messages anymore. Deke went radio silent. I said, oh, Lord. Then he like popped back up in the fourth. I'm like, okay, all right. And then the way it ended, I'm just like, yo, Deke, I hope he makes it here tomorrow. I wasn't sure. I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous, man.
Yeah, I'm just pissed off. I'm mad.
Man.
I'm mad. And it sucks we got this long wait till the next game to stew over this.
Extended bye week, man. That's what. Whew.
I still have hope, though. I really do. I still have hope.
Now, when you say hope, are you referring to hope for the season, hope for division, hope for 7, hope for what? Like specifically?
Just win out. I think
For
we
sure.
can win the next 4 games.
Okay. No.
So, what does that do? That should get us in. If we win out
they
10-6-1.
The biggest thing is we got to beat Cleveland, got to get Baltimore, and then we have to get one other, whether it's Tennessee, whether it's Kansas City, we're going to need one.
You
of
even
those
think
other
just
ones.
3-1 maybe?
I do, but the 2 have to be Cleveland and Baltimore.
I think
that has to be
4.
the
I think
case.
4 gets us in where we don't have to worry about the tiebreakers and stuff.
I agree with that.
3-1.
You worrying about the tiebreakers.
Yeah, you're worrying
But I
about some
looked at
bullshit.
that as just kind of like, what are the odds of us running the table during these last couple of games? And that's kind of why I was looking at, like, all right, do I think we run it completely? If not, if we can get those 2 plus maybe one of those, that I think is, you still, like I said, you'll have some other people having to give you some help, but you'll have a legitimate chance of making it, man. Whew. All right. So with that being said, guess we'll start the check-in, man. Start the show, because we have a ton that we're going to discuss. Clearly, that game was jam-packed for a multitude of reasons, with a multitude of storylines, both positive and not so positive. But this is what we do. This is how we're going to rock with it today. So let us know where you are checking in from, where you're tuning in from, man. We'll shout you out and get this thing rolling. But yeah, shout out to my ugly Christmas sweater, bro. I wanted to
That's cool.
It's Wu-Tang too, because when I was watching the game last night, part of me was like, dang, I felt like, the Steelers usually you can't mess with the Steelers. Like, yo, Pittsburgh Steelers ain't nothing to mess with. But then at times it was like, yo, they were getting messed with, and I wasn't liking it. And it was too up and down for me yesterday, right? So I needed some consistency, something that I could control the environment. And Wu-Tang, we know they ain't nothing to mess with, all right? So with that being said, I feel much better about myself. I feel much better about my sweater, and I like your attire too. You got a little taco meat flavor. I see it peeking
Carhartt.
through. I see it peeking through a little bit.
Little Steeler dad hat.
All right, so let's see where we tuning in from. Oh Lord, was not ready to read that one. We will get to the chase topic in a few. I got y'all on that. We'll get it in a few. All right, well, we got Johnny P. Johnny P5, the 585, Rochester, New York. We got Alex Papamichael, the 561, Boca Raton, South Florida. That was awful. He also adds, we got the Brobarian Jaguar, and tuning in from Chesapeake, VA, the 757, as always. Then we also have Shoot the Rock, and he's tuning in from 563, Du Bois, Iowa, and he says he's currently locked out of his room. So if anyone knows where his keys are to Shoot the Rock's room, help him out, please. But worst case, Shoot the Rock, we got you back. Hopefully you will be inside your room before we're done with the show.
Well, hopefully you're indoors too, because I think he's still in college.
Oh,
hopefully it's not outside in like a house.
That would suck. Yeah,
as long as you're inside whatever facility
building,
it is, trying to get into your dorm, at least you can maybe just hang around in like a common place or something.
Good call on that. What you got on your end?
Todd Sikowski, pissed as hell in the 520 Tucson. Steelers girl 517. Lansing, Michigan. And I'm annoyed we lost that damn game.
And shout out to Steelers girl 517 too, man. She's joining that trio of our like Steeler women staples on the chat, man. Yeah, her, Trina Still Diva, Stephanie Ramirez, like, yeah. Y'all holding it down. We appreciate y'all for that, man.
NWG.
Oh, and Leah Warren. I forgot Leah.
Leah Warren too.
100%.
Leah. 100%. NWG 330 coming in from the Youngstown, Ohio. The Normsman 7. He's sad. South Africa in the house. Stayed up till 6 a.m. to watch that game.
Jeez, that's rough, man.
Aiden Siciliano.
Hey, that's a nice pronunciation by you, man.
You like that?
I see you.
585 Rochester. And Quan from the 843, South Carolina.
All right, and then I'll get these last couple. DCLZ checking in from LA at work today from the LBFD. I believe that might be, I don't even know. I was going to say Long Beach Fire Department, but I'm probably guessing on that. But either way, DCLZ, we glad that you are tuning in from LA bright and early, the 562. Then we got Derek Elam, Diesel 240 Southern Maryland. All righty.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's, as we like to do, let's tap into the supers. Let's see what we're looking like over there first, because we clearly
they may guide us. Will you guide our podcast tonight?
Oh man. That's just
it's Christmas vibes.
And I'm sad too, because we had a hot streak going. It was like, man, you get Pitt winning the ACC championship.
Oh, last week for football was great.
JMU upset UVA in basketball. Even the West Virginia people out there, they even had a big hoops win. They beat UConn, number 15 UConn the other day. And it was like everything is set up. They still supposed to take care of business yesterday. JMU take care of business tonight. And then we got the weekend, Penn's game. I mean, it was going to be
Penn's game tonight, right?
It was supposed to be just an awesome weekend. And right now, we're all just flustered, baby. So let's start with these supers, man. The first one is from
Jari 3260.
Good call.
Says, I think Chase had the Vikings defense on fantasy.
Oh Lord.
Does that make sense?
I
don't know.
Fantasy football.
We still put up some points.
We did.
They probably didn't do good in fantasy.
Yeah, the second half killed them probably.
I get what his point is, though.
Yeah.
Chase was screwing us over and helping the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to start with Chase.
Why not start with the elephant in the room? The floor is yours, man. As a fan of the team, die hard. What was your thoughts, man?
Mixed emotions, because awesome plays from Claypool.
Yeah.
Awesome plays. The one catch down the sideline where it was pass interference.
I thought it was incomplete.
Yeah,
just
incomplete.
PI. He's like, oh, no,
you watched the replay. Wait, he caught that?
Yes, dude,
he caught that?
crazy.
The one time it looked like diving really helped him out. Yeah. Seriously, because I don't think you catch that without the dive. Like, that was in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And then you have other clutch catches. The fourth down catch was even nice. The slant across the middle. Ben does the little RPO. I'm like, oh, this is savage by 7. Great catch. Let's get this going.
Yeah.
And then the whole celebration, wasting 10 seconds. Just, I'm not surprised, though. Is anyone really surprised? But this is what Claypool's been for us. Not fully a wide receiver 1. Make some spectacular plays. Tough plays, too. Tough, Steeler plays. Yeah. We're like, yeah, this is the guy we want.
Yeah.
This is the guy we want, especially in some of these moments in the second half. But then you get that shit, and then you get the penalty in the first half, the first quarter, actually.
The point,
yeah, the point where we were driving. That was
opening drive too.
Multiple times for us on offense where it felt like we had something going, but it was stupid penalties that would get us in like a second 19, second and 20. Mixed emotions. What do we do with Claypool? I don't know, because we need him on the field. We definitely need him on the field. I was kind of pissed that he was, I think it was the third quarter he was mainly sitting out.
Yeah, Coach C said he benched him.
I was just like, where's Claypool? But it was understood just probably because some of his antics. Because he also almost fumbled it too. I mean, it was, in my opinion, that was a fumble.
I thought it was.
I don't know how they overturned that.
Shin was
but whatever.
Down or something. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, if we're doing the shin instead of the knee, then yeah.
I thought that was the case, bro.
Complete mixed bag. Yeah. Complete mixed bag. I mean, we go back to him again next week. There's no way we're not going to do anything drastic like cut him. Like that would be absolutely insane. But it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Maybe that will open his eyes, wake up call, whatever it is. But we've been seeing this kind of consistently with Claypool. Now I thought the whole music thing was blown out of proportion, but now we're seeing this stuff on the field. We have been seeing some stuff on the field, but in a game like that, it's like, damn, dude. Really? Because we get another shot at the end. Yeah. We do. Now, as much as it could be amazing throw by Ben, you can't throw it better. Man. Pat, you wish he could make that catch, but at the same time, it's a great play by a great player in Harrison Smith. We get at least another shot at it, though, if Claypool doesn't do that shit. So, yeah, mixed bag. But we're not in that point without Claypool, too.
Yeah. No, you bring us some great points right there. The mixed bag is definitely where I felt with Claypool because, like you said, this was one of the games where he was actually coming down with the 50-50 balls. Like the biggest knock on him, right? The 50-50 balls. He's actually coming down with them consistently in this game, but it's sandwiched with bonehead decisions by him, and then he doesn't take accountability after the game. You hear him as he responds to it.
That was the most baffling
thing. And he's trying to put it on Trey Turner. It's like, bro, Trey is pissed because he understands the magnitude. He understands the significance of the situation and that time is of the essence. And even though you might feel that, hey, man, that referee isn't going to be there. I got some time. First off, you don't know that if you run over there, maybe that referee sprints a little harder. That's a reality of it. Or how many times have we seen the centers get set up before the referee gets over there? So when the referee finally catches up, everybody's aligned. You can't have everybody get aligned if the football isn't there because they don't know where to get aligned because the center doesn't know where to get aligned at. So the accumulation of it was just a terrible thing all around. And like you said, to not have any accountability afterwards was the most disheartening part. But it just shows the immaturity that has been, stuck on Claypool since he's arrived here. And that's when we talked about last week, 2 weeks ago with the music thing. And I was like, man, even though the comment in itself wasn't bad because it's from him and he continues to have questionable judgment being displayed, it just feels like more than what it really probably was. And now when you say that 2 weeks later, you're doing these same type of antics in games, it's just like, man, when is enough? And I do like the fact that Coach T benched him because you say you don't think anything drastic could happen. I personally do because James Washington came in and that's when he started to thrive. That was really what got to sparking the offense coming back along with some of the turnovers. And you saw that.
2 great catches by him.
So for me, I'm sitting here saying to myself, the same way they benched Devin Bush and Joe Schobert in that game, the same way they could come right back and do the exact same thing to start it out next week with James Washington if they really want to send that message, because clearly it's to the point where the coaching staff wanted to at least get his attention. You're not going to bench him for at least that quarter if you're not trying to get his attention. If it hasn't pissed you off enough or you're embarrassed by it enough to want to publicly display that, and then for Coach T to go and confirm it afterwards, he could have simply said it was a flow day. He could have simply said, well, we thought James Washington had a better matchup. Or maybe, Claypool might have been dealing with something. He could have easily put it like that to hide what was truly happening. But that wasn't what he said. He said, no, he was benched. Hope he got the message. We'll see. So I do think that the James Washington element, and because he played the way that he did, it does give them a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more leverage if they wanted to send a little bit more emphatic message to him, because like you said, you're not going to cut. You're not cutting.
Yeah, I guess benching would be you just continue to bench him and stuff.
Yeah, you don't cut him. You could bench him, or the biggest thing that I think of is you limit his playing time. Now, if you want to go full bench, that's one way. I personally think that he's a really talented guy.
Yeah,
but I feel like
not having him out.
But I feel like if you limit his role even more so, remember we talked about how the players respond, right? The mental element of it. Clearly, his judgment is questionable at times. My only concern is hard bench. I think the message is clearest, concise, and the results are probably going to be the most effective, but it hurts the offense the most in the interim. Limiting his role, I think, helps the offense to an extent, but I'm concerned that he might respond negatively, right? The pouting, you want to go with this guy? Well, I'm going to act even more immature. I'm going to have even more outbursts. And then it becomes more of a distraction. And that's the part where I'm just like, that's a Coach T thing. He has to know his player to that level. I don't know him like that.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any of that from Claypool.
I don't know him like that. It's
just been more of the immature antics on the field where it's like, oh, yeah, I want to try to grab your face mask. I want to poke you in the eye or something.
Right. It just seemed like kiddie. But the big part for me was just hearing the lack of accountability when he spoke on the issue directly. And that's the part for me where it makes me concerned.
Does he have no awareness? That's the other thing.
But that makes me concerned that, okay, if in that moment, as significant of a moment as that was in the actions that he did directly correlating with a loss of 12 seconds, right? It started from him, regardless of what happened after the fact. The initial act started from him. The fact that he can't even take accountability for that, that's the part that makes me concerned that if you limit his role, what does he do in response to that if he can't identify that he was in the wrong in this situation?
Well,
right
you
here?
saw him yelling on the field too.
As soon as it happened, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Yes.
Yeah, he's yelling at Trey Turner. And then Ben in his press conference was like, bro, hey, like he sounded pissed too. Now, I don't know. Yeah, what do you do if you're Ben there? I think he answered it right, probably.
No, Ben handled it the best way he can because, like you said, as a teammate, it's always that fine line. Like me and retired guys, we can be a lot more real, a lot more in depth with some of our issues with players and team because we're not having to directly work with these guys every day and have to have a positive rapport, right? If Claypool doesn't like us as retired guys, it doesn't affect us how we work, right? But a guy like Ben who has to share the locker room, who has to be in the meeting room with them every day, they have to have a rapport, a natural trust. Yeah, you can't just say whatever and really
he might be gun shy too for some of the stuff that's happened in the past.
And that 100% that plays into it because Ben has been under scrutiny for some of his comments that he's made in the past. So all of that plays into it, but that is the biggest reason why as fans and as media, we're always like, oh man, you got to call these guys out. Why don't Cam say something? Why don't this guy say something? The dynamic is different because you bash that guy, you embarrass him publicly, everybody will love you. But now you have a dysfunction within your organization. You have a break in terms of that relationship. And now when it's crunch time in these moments, that can hurt you. That can have a negative impact on your team. And those are the parts where you got to just, like I said, try to find that common ground. And usually the common ground is winning. Usually the common ground is team. But right now it's looking like with Claypool, it might be a little bit not as clear what the goal is. Is it team? Is it winning? Is it personal accolades? Is it just showing a guy up? Because we've talked that like
that's what it feels like.
It feels like it's like
personal brand, personal accolades, plus showing a guy up.
I got to show you up for every little thing, and at times it's just like that's not gonna make you a great player. Randy Moss wasn't a great player because he walked around pointing guys' faces after 2-3 yard catches. No, it's because he was catching bombs over people, man. He was having crazy seasons, and he's celebrating touchdowns. You feel me? Like it's things like that where I'm just saying to myself, like, if you could just change what your focus is, all of that will fall in place. Your brand will be big. People will still love you. You can still celebrate and do what you want, but you got to take care of the football part first. That has to be number one.
You know who's a great example of that? And I don't want to be like taking shots at him, but Presley Harvin has not been punting good this year. Think of where his brand was before the season, where it's like, oh, we drafted this punter, man. Like we see the throw in college. We're so excited about this guy. Like he has had an awesome brand at this point, but now he's not punting good. It's like we don't care about that.
I agree.
We'd rather have Jordan Berry back. You saw that punt that he had at the end of the game.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Throughout the whole game, that's probably the hypest I got, bro. Just because it was made, and he put it right on the shish kebab for you one time. I said, put another shrimp on the bobby, mate. Wifey look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, babe, that's my Aussie friend. You don't understand. That's my Aussie guy. I was really happy for him.
But it's with anything. In terms of longevity and your brand, you're 100% right. The work and the production will speak for itself eventually. Like, the dudes 20, 30 years after they're done playing, they still have brands because of how good they were.
Absolutely. You take care of your business on the field,
Hines
your
Ward.
brand to live.
Hines Ward does not have to buy a drink in Pittsburgh probably ever. Like, all those dudes. That's because we won.
Take care of business on the field, man. Take care of business on the field. And that's the part where I just, like, with him, I just feel like he has to learn that. I mean, as crazy as it is, I think we might have been talking about this where we were just saying kind of like him and Juju. When I think of it, I feel like he is like the out of balance version of Juju. Like if we're talking like watching a color TV and it's like slightly out of balance.
Yeah,
like,
Juju doesn't do this stuff on the field.
Because Juju has like that fine balance of kind of immature, kind of kid, but when it's football, it's football. And with Chase, it's kind of like the football part isn't all the way where it needs to be, and the kid immaturity part is a little bit higher than it's supposed to be. And you could just see the difference because, like, when we think of how people would speak on Juju, that's kind of how they want to paint him. And it's like, he's not like that. But with Claypool, you're like, we trying to give you you're not like that either, but you actually are like that. You're making it hard. Like, God, man. Yeah.
Because the other thing, though, too, with Ben, if he says that out in public, Claypool Who knows what he's thinking? Like, we ain't even in that spot where we're fumbling the ball to get it to the ref if it wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows how that dynamic plays out? That's why I think Ben handled it pretty good because he could call him out in the locker room in person if he wants.
And trust me, one-on-one he will. One-on-one they'll have that. And I can say because I've seen these type of things before, man. It's like, okay, but you do it that way because, number one, it allows that player to not feel embarrassed. Because that's the big part when you talk about calling guys out. The human nature part, human element. No one wants to get embarrassed. If you were embarrassed, you just fight or flight, right? How you gonna respond to it?
Yeah.
With typically in the professional athlete sense, a lot of us, we have the fight mentality, not the flight mentality. So when we feel embarrassed, we want to respond combative. We want to respond aggressively, and it only adds to the tension, and it ultimately keeps you from growing together as a unit. So when you talk about that, that's definitely something that could be at play as well, man. It's just, whew.
Let's hope we don't see it again. I mean, we have been getting inklings of it.
Do you believe that we're not going to see it again, though?
Is this the breaking point? Do I believe?
I definitely don't.
It's going to have to be because if it happens again, he's out rest of the game, potentially out rest of the season. We might just not even play him anymore. Address him.
It's going to happen again, bro. It's going to happen again.
We did call it before the season, right?
We did.
I don't know if it was this stuff in particular, but when they changed the taunting rule,
we said who gonna have him. And
I don't think he's got a taunting yet, has he?
Well,
he's got a bunch of this other bullshit.
Because like the point is the taunt. That was a taunt. Yeah,
the one from yesterday.
Yeah, the first one would have been a taunt. But no, it was funny. They were saying that for wide receivers, I forgot who posted the stat. One of those statisticians that work with the NFL or ESPN. They were talking about wide receiver penalties this season. And they were saying every wide receiver in the league except one has less than 5 penalties. One receiver has 8 penalties.
Is it Claypool?
Yes.
Really?
And I was like, dude, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. I was like, yo, I can see it, though.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, man.
Next on the super chat, we got No Limit says, we almost came back, like as a quote.
Air quotes, yeah.
He says, that's seeking comfort.
I would agree, but I still like it in a sense, though. We'll get into that. Or should we start with that?
Yeah, that's one of my silver linings, if anything, from yesterday.
Talk about your silver lining then, man.
I mean, the fight back. Like, that was impressive. You're down 29 points.
Yeah.
To come back and almost win it. 3 seconds away, 1 pass away, which on the money pass, he catches that. We're going for 2 to try to tie it up to go to overtime. Like, you couldn't have asked for anything better. Now, I know you could probably nitpick on, like, do you do this or do that? But, damn, that's the chance you would have asked for with – because we had the ball with, like, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We're down 29-0. If you would have told me we got the ball 3 seconds left, we're at, like, what was it, the 15 or 20. We have 1 pass to win the game. Wow.
Yeah. It
was
crazy, man.
Like, that would have been impressive.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was impressive because I appreciated the fight. Like, as much as we could shit on the offensive line, first 3 quarters, I thought they started giving Ben time and Najee time. In the last quarter, in the fourth quarter, we saw Najee break off some of the runs. And then defensive line, front 7, as shit as they were in the first half, 3 quarter. Actually, third quarter, they kind of.
Third quarter, they turned it on.
Yeah, because their total yards were down. Vikings total yards were down in the third quarter. But yeah, they stopped them. They made stops. Akello Witherspoon, secondary, all that type of shit. They performed in the fourth quarter. That's what gives me hope. It's just like, man, why can't we string this all together?
Yeah, we are a very inconsistent team, but both of those teams were yesterday, and I think that's why both teams' records reflect, what they are right now in terms of one being 6-6-1 and one being 6-7. In terms of not even the we almost came back narrative, I just do like the mentality though as a whole, right? That fourth quarter, that finish, because that is something that has come into question on multiple occasions now, right? When we're talking about this team,
Broncos game,
the Bengals one, the blowout Bengals one, where it's just like, man, you're questioning: do guys have heart? Do guys want to fight? Do guys have that effort? And then to an extent, okay, coaching staff, are you coaching these guys to be like that, or are you allowing these guys to be like that as well? With some of their effort and some of their lack of
changes
discipline
throughout the game, where it's like, all right, we're not putting up with this shit anymore. We got to make a change.
Like I was impressed by that as well. The coaching staff stepping up, pulling guys out that weren't playing well. When like you said, when you saw Claypool out, but then you saw Devin Bush and Joe Schobert out, I'm like, yes. Unfortunately, it had to come to that, but that's how they were playing. And Devin Bush he made some plays.
He made some plays.
He made some plays.
He's the reason we got that pick.
He made some plays, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, everybody got to play better. And it's not just on them. Trust me, it wasn't just on them.
Didn't play good either.
Not at all. Not at all.
Played worse, maybe.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and we talked about that when we said when you talk about replacements. Like, man, just know what we could potentially be going into when you go down that line. But some of the guys that still just jumped on the screen to me, Minkah Fitzpatrick. In the midst of all that was going on from 4 quarters, that man was balling out. He showed up because, Harrison Smith was there. He said, man, I'm going to try to show that I'm a better safety. And I thought he definitely held his own in that matchup. Keller Weatherspoon stepped up big time. Two big turnovers. Man, impressive. Needed that, right? We needed it. Taco Charlton, to an extent, I thought that he came and provided some good pressure. Didn't give us the splash that I necessarily thought Highsmith was going to be capable of, but I thought that he still
pressure enough to throw off throws.
Another guy on defense, Montravius Adams, continues to find the ball. You could say, hey.
Yeah, whoever was in on the defensive line in that fourth quarter, they got enough pressure to throw off Cousins. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, if he was there,
and
big props to him.
And then when you talk offense, 7, man. It was at points in that first half we was legit concerned for 7, like health-wise, because he was taking some shots. And it was just like the O-line was reverting back to the Raiders game where it was like, do y'all care about 7? I mean, he's getting blasted. He's rolling around trying to get up. Nobody want to give him some love. Like, what's happening here, babe? What's happening? That part, I was just like, man, but to see him still have the resiliency to stay in the pocket, to trust these guys late and make some crazy throws. Like, he was putting that ball on the money. That was vintage. That was vintage right there.
Well, yeah, the one hit he took, was it the Harrison Smith sack?
Yeah.
You were like, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was like concussion, but luckily when you saw the slow motion replay, his head didn't hit the ground. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, offensive line was god awful.
They couldn't block the double mug. And this is something, the frustrating part was with Zimmer. He's been doing this since Cincinnati days. It's not anything new. Did it when he went to Oakland. I mean, this is what he runs. He's going to put two guys, Walton linebackers up in that A gap, and you got to communicate that thing. If you can't communicate it, you just zone it up, all right? Block inside out, and you'll be fine. But for some reason, our O-line could not figure that thing out to save their lives in the first 3 quarters. And like you said, Ben was getting killed because of it. But once again, to see how he finished the game out, super impressive. Najee Harris. Yep. Can we talk, like, he wasn't the best running back in the building last night, but man, oh man, he got hurt, and that's the thing I did. Like, I was like, man, because he was saying they won't do him no favors. They won't help my man out at all. But he showed crazy heart and resilience, man. The fight that he plays with, overall toughness, man. Like I said, it was certain players that I thought did some really impressive things, but as a whole, just too inconsistent. James Washington, really impressed with him as well, just because, like you said, knowing his situation. A guy that they forget about at times in terms of usage, but then he comes up and he makes big time plays. This is why we want him out there and get some opportunities, and why we thought his role would be a little bit more significant when Juju went down. It's unfortunate that it wasn't, but this is, some of the things that he's been capable of.
Yeah. All that we just talked about, in addition to that, we didn't have Joe Hayden out there.
Yep.
TJ Watt or Highsmith in the second half. Gives me hope. Now, we got 10 days for TJ, I guess, with this groin. Highsmith knee, are they going to be back?
Well, I should ask you, groin-wise, he'll be fine, right? Because you told me when it was the hip and the knee, he was like, oh, I ain't worried about that. And then when it was COVID, it was like, you come back in like 4 days for the COVID.
Well, he had the 2 sacks in Buffalo, right?
Yes.
Coming off the groin.
Was it 2 or was it 3?
I think it was 2. One of them was a big strip sack. Yeah, might have been 2.5, something like that. I
thought it was 2.5, yeah.
But that was the groin. So did the groin injury disappear after that, and it was new stuff?
What was Green Bay? Was Green Bay groin?
I can't remember.
I don't remember either. Or no,
he's got 10 days now.
Yeah.
But I just imagine us adding Joe Hayden. If Akello keeps, bro,
if he could play like that, that's different.
Keep playing like this. Yeah. Now we got Cam Sutton in the slot. Our main issue will probably be linebackers, because defensive line. If we want to,
who are our linebackers?
If we want to throw TJ and Highsmith kind of into our defensive line, because sometimes we run the 4 down linemen, whatever it is. Them 2 plus Cam Hayward, we throw in Wormley, whoever it is, plus Montravius Adams. We could be all right there.
Yeah.
Plus the secondary now, if O'Kelly keeps playing how he is, Joe Hayden, Minkah, Terrell Edmonds. Yeah, linebackers, that's an issue. But Devin Bush, I mean, he's still, if anything, stock point in the right direction compared to how he was playing.
Which linebackers would you start next week?
I think you just go with the same two. Bush and Schobert.
Which, okay. Because were they out there when the comeback happened?
Were they? A little bit.
A little bit.
Because I saw Allen out there a little bit too.
Buddy had
but he didn't look good either.
Yeah.
What do you say? I'm more interested in what you got to say.
Bro, I'm lost. I don't know.
Buddy Johnson?
Right now,
I'm seeing people talk about Buddy Johnson now.
I don't know what to do right now, bro. I mean,
maybe we should have picked up Zach Cunningham.
Son. When I was watching it, I'm just like,
Vince Williams?
Oh, man. Yeah. I just, whew. It's not the best of options right now, just coming off of this game. And that's the part, too, for me. I feel like I need more, because it hasn't been 24 hours just yet. So I feel like I'm still feeling the negative ramifications of all those guys that were at linebacker yesterday. So I really don't feel like I'm in the proper headspace to say who. We're gonna talk about that next week though. Maybe next Tuesday, Wednesday, one of them days. Then I'll have a cooler head, a cooler mind, clearer thoughts, and be like, okay, let's go with this guy. Because right now, I don't want any of them out there personally. I mean, we talked about some of the things that Devin did well, but dude, Dalvin Cook rushed for how many yards in that first half?
Yeah,
like
it was easy.
Like, come on.
It was easy. It was
Joe Schobert. Like, come on, man.
My buddy told me a stat. I think in the second quarter, halftime, whenever it was, that he had double digits. It was either 10 or 11 yards before even contact.
Yes, yeah. It was
in the first half.
Crazy. It was something crazy, bro. Like, watching him run, I'm just like, yo, some of this is outside of this gap. Some of it's just, we getting just blown off the ball. Like, bro, what the heck are we doing? Like, it was just embarrassing, man. It was embarrassing.
The funniest thing to me, though, is the Vikings were absolutely idiots in the second half, too. They stopped running. They threw it on first down. Yeah. That's how we got the pick. And then even the bomb that they scored a touchdown with, that was, I'm not going to say that was the best case scenario, but that was a better case scenario than them
running the ball down
consistently. Because the time was the one thing we were most worried about. Once they did that, it's still a 2-score game. Now so we just got to score 8 both times. And how the offense was rolling, we could score quick, and that's what happened.
Absolutely, man.
Vikings played that idiotically in the second half, but I'll take it.
But it was just nuts because that's who the Vikings are, though, right? And that's who Kirk Cousins is as well. When you talk about, just think about his performance last night. At times, he looked elite. And then at times, he looked god-awful.
Yeah, missed Jefferson wide open once
Cousins,
or twice.
though.
But then Jefferson could have had a better game.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped a couple.
Yeah, and that one of the picks. I mean, now, granted, Devin tipped it, but it's still, it hits him in the hands. Like, it's a catchable ball. Yeah, Jefferson definitely, and that's the crazy part. He didn't have his best game, but his impact was still just, we didn't have a guy out there that could cover him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to you even before we recorded. That touchdown, I can't really blame Sutton. I know Sutton didn't have a good game. He was kind of ass, but we blitzed a couple times.
It was, but
like 7 or 8 guys.
Yeah.
If we can't get pressure that quick, our corners are on an island out there.
Yeah. I had a hard time faulting Cam Sutton because outside of Pittsburgh, I don't think anybody in their right mind would believe that Cam Sutton could check Justin Jefferson outside of Pittsburgh, outside of us as fans, outside of the coaching staff, because you watch Justin on tape and it's like, man, this dude is different. You're not just doubling him softly. No, you better make it look like a clear double so Kirk doesn't even want to throw it over there. And you can see they started running the crossing routes, right? The deep over routes. So that way you really can't even double it to that extent. But Cam Sutton can't check him. And I love Cam is my guy. But I'm like, you can't check that guy like that. You would watch it. You would watch how timid he would be of getting ran by on some of these in-breaking routes. I'm like, Cam ain't trying to close down on that. You know why? Because Cam worried about him running past him on this deep bomb right here. And that's what Justin is. That's what makes him so elite. Like, and like you said, he wasn't having a good game. Like, that for him is probably a bad game. No, it really is. For him, that was a bad game. Like, the amount of times ball hit his hands and he doesn't come down with it. That's not, I mean, the one touchdown he dropped in the end zone, that was crazy too. That would have been the first one that he dropped. Yeah, that one was bad. Yeah, that was the first one. And that was, Cousins put it right there.
Yeah,
though.
I mean,
he put it.
It was a little ouch. It's like ticky tacky, and that dude, I bring that up too with Deontay dropped 2 touchdowns, man.
Did
like the first one was absolutely on the money. The Ben rollout, that was perfect. We scored the next play with Najee, but then the other one where Ben stepped up in the pocket.
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
I get it. Like, was it
in the back of the end zone?
Pass of all time?
Of the end zone.
It hit you right in the hands, man. Like. It's unfortunate.
you
We're
gotta
back
come
to
down
that with
those.
Deontay.
You got to come down with those.
You absolutely
Yes,
do.
yes.
I don't think that cost us either because it was the next
didn't.
play that
Right.
was the pass interference on
Right, we were
Deontay.
good.
Then we punched in with Najee.
Yep.
At the same time, you would like to see those caught.
Yeah, we definitely had the drops though, bro. We definitely.
Am I wrong? I thought that was a good pass by Ben. The one where he stepped up in the back.
The biggest thing, and part of it was I think the way that Deontay was going for the ball, and part of it might have been the throw to just a hair more inside. But to me, when I'm watching how Deontay went for it, I'm like, I don't know. I think you just gotta grab that, man. Grab it. Just get the ball. Now, like I said, I ain't no wide receiver, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But just grab the ball. I would like to see him grab the ball. So yeah.
Next comment. Mike Matizic, am I right?
Yep, you're good, man.
Cool. Steelers can't keep playing like this. Only playing hard in fourth quarter won't work. You have to play 4 quarters, not just one. He's from Beaconfield, New Jersey, the 201.
Yeah, I'll start with
I thought we
this. played
played solid all the way around, though, in like the Ravens game.
Yeah,
Over the past 4 games, though, I get what he said. Bengals game,
no.
Chargers, we start off slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, we start off slow, too.
And then Lions before Chargers. I wouldn't say that was.
No, that was just a sloppy game,
defensively,
probably.
Though, we were slow.
Oh, yeah, the second quarter was terrible.
Yeah. But, trying to fix the slow start. Part of me, when you talk about fixing that slow start, little things do matter a lot more. Typically, you don't harp on the penalty, right? The Chase Claypool point in the guy's face thing, but it is a drive killer. It kills you and it hurts your momentum early in games. Like, if our offense was always how it was in that fourth quarter, then those type of things don't matter as much. A holding penalty here doesn't matter as much. A missed block or a drop doesn't matter as much. But right now, the way our team is set up, we talk about the margin of error. We say it's small. We say you can't turn the ball over. We say you can't have a ton of penalties. You can't have self-inflicted wounds. Well, our team, offensively, defensively, and even on special teams at times, we have a lot of self-inflicted wounds. I mean, we even had a missed field goal yesterday, right? Now, it's not the end of the world, but that still is partially self-inflicted on us, right? I mean, for both of these guys, which is crazy, man. I was like, oh, man, well, everybody got to get the yipsies today. What's happening, man? What's happening? But that's self-inflicted. It throws off your momentum. It keeps you from scoring points. It makes their defense feel a lot better about themselves, and ultimately it gets their offense more momentum. And in a game like how yesterday was going, where we were having the shortcomings and they were actually able to capitalize on some of their possessions early on, that's why the game got to where it did. And you're put in a situation where we're having to fight our tails off to get back and come back and make it close. They're trying to kill the clock and barely escape out of there. And we get these moments where it's either going to end like the Ravens game where it bounces in our favor, or it's going to end like how it did last night where it bounced opposite of us. But realistically, both of those games, they fit, like the story in terms of how it got there was different. But as a whole, it's the same game. It's 2 weeks in a row in terms of just the end of it, right? Now,
almost 3 if you want to include the Chargers.
Seriously, man, it's just like
3 out of the last 4.
We keep seeing how our team is, and that's why I always say we're inconsistent, because at times we are a really good team. At times we have excellent players and they all play at a high level, but we have these lapses for not just a possession or two. And that's the difference too. When we talk about some of the more respected teams or even more respected players, we're not saying that anybody's going to be perfect, because nobody's perfect, but the lapses are shorter. You know what I mean? Like Kirk Cousins, for example, right? First half lights out, but then quarter and a half, essentially that third until at the end of the fourth, he looked bad. That's why he's not an elite guy, right? When we talk about, I'm trying to think, I'm drawing blank off the top of my head, but like it's certain players, we watch him, it's like, okay, he might look elite for, 90% of the game. He'll have a little stretch here where it's bad, but the majority of the time he looks elite. That's the difference. Like when we're talking about our team, we're talking about, why we're good at times, but we're not consistent enough. And that's why our record is what it is. We can't stay in the ballpark when we have our drop off, and it lasts for too long. We can't have halves like the first half for either side of the ball. Like as bad as the O-line was playing, I didn't know if I was more embarrassed with the O-line's protection or with the defense's run defense. Yeah. Like which one could you say you was more pissed off with? Because they were both absolutely horrendous.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty much equal at that
Yeah.
point. What do you think about the coaching versus players in terms of blame for these starts?
Oh, man. This is always my biggest dilemma. I feel like a, I feel like a good amount goes on the coaches, but more should always fall on the players. 60-40. I would go 60-40. 40% because I do feel like some of the scheming early on in games and some of the early in-game adjustments offensively and defensively are piss poor at times. I do think that
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing on offense, man. I got to the point where I'm just like, go bro. 5 wide, let Ben sling it, like what we did in the fourth quarter.
It irks me at times. I'm just like, why does you should be able to adjust faster than that at the NFL level. That's my only thing. I'm just like, I feel like it takes too long for them to figure it out, to figure out how defenses are playing this offense, not even from a personnel standpoint, just grand scheme, big picture, coordinator, coaching staff stuff. Defensively also, I mean, how long does it take you to realize, hey, this guy can't guard this guy? Or how long does it take you to realize, hey, we can't play, a nickel defense and think we're going to stop Dalvin Cook? You better go base. In fact, you better bring extra safety in because clearly they're trying to run this rock and we don't have an answer for that. Those type of things. It's like, why does it have to take so long? But I can't put it all on them because they're not out there on that field. The players are on that field. And I've had bad coaches before. And you tell yourself, hey, okay, am I going to use this bad coach as an excuse? And when I play bad, I'm going to just keep blaming it on the coach. Eventually, that excuse going to run out because they're going to get rid of that coach. But when it's time for me to get paid, I'm not going to get my money because they don't want to hear about that coach excuse. They're going to say, what are you doing on this field? So I still feel like as a player, regardless of what these coaches are talking about, you got to do your own studying. You got to make sure you're mentally prepared to go. You got to make sure you're hyped up enough early in these games. So when you're out there and they're running that ball down your throat, you say, all right, we done with this. It's not happening anymore. Let me turn it back. That's the part where I say that falls solely on the players. Like you can't just, hey, put it on the coach. Like, nah, you got to be a man about this. You the one that's out there. That coach, man, he can coach till he blue in the face. He ain't tackling a body. He's not blocking anyone. He's not throwing a pass or catching a ball. Like, that's just the reality of it. So in the end, the player still has to have more of the onus in that situation.
Someone asked Tomlin about it in his press conference too, and he said coaches ain't out there playing and stuff. He's like, what do you mean? Like, are the coaches supposed to get off the blocks, or are the coach supposed to do this and that? Because I'm assuming he thinks that what we were doing, at least in the first half, was at least enough coaching wise. It was just more of like the players not getting it done.
Run game wise, sure. Pass game wise, I agree, dude.
I
agree with that, bro.
I was fed up with Canada yesterday.
Pass game wise, I'm just like, what are you doing? Pass game wise, it's like you can make some adjustments.
Are you talking about defense? Pass game?
Both sides, like
offense.
Early on, both sides. Yeah, because for me, defensively, the whole we just gonna keep Cam Sutton and just let him run around with him. I'm like, just athletically wise, Akello's a better athlete, right? So even
locked him up,
but even so, if you know you're going to be double teaming him or having the safety helping you, why not put a better athlete on him and have Cam match up against the other guy? Was a 17 or the Osborne? So it's like, Osborne is still a good player, but he's not the same.
Cam did have good coverage on that bomb,
right? So it's like he's not going to be the same level of a threat. Justin is different. It's elite level of athletic ability. It's like the Jamar Chase conversation we had. Certain players just athletically, that's not the matchup you want. So that was another part. I'm just like, well, that's an easy flip. It ain't like either one of those guys in terms of the corners are, oh, he has to play this side. He has to play that side. Oh, he travels. Like, nah, we don't do that. So go ahead and put him over there.
It's kind of like Claypool. I got mixed emotions about it because I'm texting with my cousin. We're going back and forth. We're like, what the hell is like Butler doing on defense? Like, should he get fired after this? I know we were talking about it a little bit last week, but then we see the second half performance. It's like, okay, I guess you got to give him some credit for that, and especially with how the players played. For offense, I'm just good with like, dude, give it to Ben. Let him run the offense. Let Canada scheme up his first 15 plays, whatever the hell it is, and hope we don't get a penalty from Claypool, and then just let Ben run it if things are going bad. Like, as fast as like the second quarter. That's where I'm at with it.
I just wish it wouldn't have to get to it being bad. That's my whole thing, man. It gets too bad too quick. Too bad too quick. Whew.
Now watch, home game, Titans.
Oh, we'll look different. We'll look great again. That's how we always do.
Especially if TJ's back.
Come on.
Highsmith's back.
And we'll
Joe's back.
People
with
come back
Kello
in here.
on the other side.
We'll be singing the same song. Oh, man. Hey, 1 seed. What's up? All right. 3 seed. But we're the favorite, though. I like us a lot. That's how it's going to feel. And then the following week, I don't even know who we play after Tennessee.
I think it's KC on the
It'll
road.
KC. Oh, after Christmas, too, the 26th. We'll have a stinker out there, and then we'll be like, dang, we suck again. And then we'll beat Cleveland. We'll beat Baltimore. No, we'll beat Cleveland, lose to Baltimore. Something fluky like that. You know how it goes, man. That's what this team is right now, man. It's unfortunate. They playing with us, bro. They teasing us. You know?
We could beat all those teams, dude.
And that's
I'm
the
telling
thing.
you, like, Chiefs are very vulnerable, too. I get the whole aura about them, but no,
Man,
they're
bump that
vulnerable.
aura. They're vulnerable.
They really are.
The same way this Vikings team was vulnerable, the same way that Ravens team, the same way that Chargers team. All them teams that we play, we could beat. All of them we can. But which version of us is going to show up? And that's what when we was talking before the game, was like, yo, I don't know what version of us is going to show up and for what quarter. We talk about our offense. We saw multiple versions of that last night. You talk about the defense, multiple versions of that. You talk about Ben, the receivers, multiple versions of that. You talk about our pass rush, multiple versions of that, right? It's just like, I just don't know who we are. Just don't know.
I would have thought maybe that Chargers game would be like the wake-up call of like, oh, you see what we could do in the fourth quarter if we just all put it together. And then we saw the Bengals game happen, but then we saw the Ravens. It's like, bro, we just beat the number 1 seed in the AFC. We could do this. 4 games left. Like, we have to win every one, in my opinion, to control your destiny. Now, if we go 3-1, now we might be relying on some other things, which is very possible because all these AFC teams are facing off against each other. A lot of these teams that are in the mix got tough matchups, but I don't want to be relying on that. Let's just win the next 4.
All right. See what else we got.
I'm at Justin Mitchell.
Okay,
Thing
you good.
jumped on me.
I got a couple in front of you then. Yeah, I got a couple a lot in front of you. All right.
Okay.
Got a couple a lot in front of you. Here we go. All right. So it's on Moat to get the thing rolling. All right.
I wonder, I was thinking this. I don't think I have my phone on me, but I wonder if on my phone I'd be able to like see all the chats.
I don't know.
I'll check that next time. I will, like on the YouTube app or something.
Yeah, we'll check that next time. All right, so I'll get this going. So let's go UW. I don't know if you read this one tonight. It says, morning, Moats and Deke. Why can't we play good? Oh, yeah, play for good for a whole game.
No, I didn't read that one, but it's basically what we were just talking about.
Why can't we play good for a whole game for once? All I ask is one game. Am I asking too much? Yeah, we did just hit on that. And hopefully you're not asking for too much, but right now it might slightly be too much, but we shall see. But then let's go UW also says, Ring? I don't know who Reen. Reen needs to move to guard or be. Oh, he meant Green. They cut off the G. Okay. I was like, who the heck? It was like REEN lowercase. I was like, what? Reen. All right, so Kendrick Green needs to move to guard or be benched at this point. Too many times he's blocking air. Oh wow, that boy blocking air. God,
it was history, but that goes what you're saying. They couldn't communicate or understand the blitzes.
So he's blocking air. Don't even get me started on him not snapping the ball when Ben's clapping. At least Moore seems to be getting better. Yeah,
Green did that one on purpose though. He saw the guy coming offside.
Oh, vet move. So I was just so like, I'm watching Ben try to catch these snaps. Yo.
Oh, the snaps were terrible. Like, the snaps were god awful, dude.
Like,
they were so bad.
Me and wife were looking like, yo, not only does Ben have to worry about getting killed, he can't even focus on getting killed because he gotta. Where's this mug gonna be at? Like, bro, I saw him one time he jumped to get it. One time it's over here. I'm just like, oh man. Yeah, he's going through it right now, man. Maybe that's the rookie wall for him. Maybe that is something that we talk about a lot with skill position players, but we don't talk about it as much with interior offense and defense alignment. But that is something that he might be going through. Not just a position switch, but like we said, this is a long season for him. A lot mentally on him as a center as well, man. So, hopefully he don't keep drowning. You got to start swimming eventually, baby. Don't drown. Start swimming. But that's why I don't like playing rookies, bro. I don't.
JC's hurt. We could even be talking about like, hey, get JC in there.
Even LeGlue, like it's like he's out here, so you can't even move him because he plays center as well. Yeah.
And I don't think Leglue was terrible yesterday. I thought he was all right, but then that penalty at the end of the game kind of screwed us. I think it was the same drive with the Claypool. I think it was the final one. We had the push in the back. Still, at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. We could nitpick certain things, decisions and whatnot, what all played out, but like to have the ball 15 yards, 3 seconds left.
It's nuts, bro.
With a shot at the end zone.
It's nuts.
I mean, we almost executed perfectly, but it's what it is.
All right, we got Dave Shipley. Dave Shipley says, Big Ben deserved a standing ovation after that game. Man, he showed heart. No, 1,000%, man. As gory as that was getting for 7 in that first half, you throw in the interception as well. I mean, it was plenty of opportunities for him to check out, plenty of opportunities for the coaching staff to take him out, and nobody would have questioned it. Everybody would have understood what was going on. But for him to still have the desire to want to be out there and show the ability that, hey, man, you know what? I still can't get some of this stuff done. I still can't do some of these things, man. Now, it was impressive, man.
Can I say something?
Go for it, man.
Listen.
State of the Union?
No. I don't want to get into a whole thing here, but I'm getting messy. It's just funny. I mean, it goes back to I've been saying this the whole time. It's everyone else that's flip-flopping. Because first half, I'm just getting DMs, messages, mentions left and Ben's washed, dude.
I didn't even
Ben's
think about
done.
that. They give you the DMs?
Oh, dude, it's like, dude, just admit, like, this is first half. They're like, dude, just admit. What's funny to me though, everything we just talked about. Can you not at least watch the game and understand? No quarterback back there is having any success. No quarterback. Like, what in the first half, first 3 quarters makes you think that Ben's washed? Dude had no time. And then you saw all the penalties killing our drives. And then the 200 yards we let up on defense, that's on Ben? You're telling me that's on Ben? It's hilarious to me.
Not 200 yards let up on defense.
Rushing
200
yards.
Rushing yards.
Rushing yards. Even worse.
Specify that, please. Rushing yards that we allowed, yes.
And then, you know what I saw too a little bit? And this was confirmed by Todd Haley. I saw some of his tweets. He's saying, like, these receivers aren't doing what they're supposed to. Like, Deontay Johnson on the pick, even Troy Aikman was saying that. It's like, bro, run through the ball.
But him, now when the Vikings player did it, he tripped. He was like stumbling a little bit, come out of his break. But Deontay, he definitely like the bump and then he just quits. Like, yo, what are you like? That's not how you do that. That's not how, first off, we know in a slant, you got to finish through, regardless if you're even going to catch it, to be a DB to keep the defender from getting that pick like that. As a whole, it just wasn't good, man. Wasn't good by him.
Yeah. So the performance in the second half to me is like, this is what you're going to get when you give them some time. And the receivers are catching the ball, doing what they're supposed to do. He was wheeling and dealing out there. It was awesome to see. But I've been, you know me, I've been pretty consistent this whole time. I'm like, Ben is elite. Just have players do what they're supposed to do around him, and you're going to see stuff like this. Hopefully, we can see it more consistently here on out because I think we'll have a legitimate chance, and then if the defense can step up. But that's all I really got to say. It's just funny to me, man. Like. First half, everyone's saying Ben's washed. It's like, based off what? What are you watching?
That's crazy.
Like, what are you watching?
You the DMs,
what are you watching? Receivers aren't getting open. And the offensive line is god-awful. Defense letting up 200 yards on the ground. And you want to say Ben's washed? You saw all those throws in the second half. I'll let the throws and the comeback effort speak for itself. But, yeah.
That's funny, though. But, nah, I can feel you. I definitely feel you. All right, we got In the Cuts, Freezy. Shout out to Indie Cuts Freezy, just showing a little love to the channel. We appreciate you. Then we got Alan T. He says, I don't put the blame on 7 this game. 7 played very well in the second half. One big problem with our team is we always start games behind by double digits. Yeah, we definitely just was talking about that, man. Something we got to improve upon soon, very soon. If we want to salvage this season, if we want to make a playoff run.
Bro, imagine we pull that off, though. We tied up 29-29, go to overtime. Like, come back 29-0.
In the second half.
Third quarter, like midway through the third quarter. Even.
Nuts, bro.
That would have been wild. I mean,
nuts.
The stage wouldn't have been the same, but that's more points than the whole 28-3 thing with the Patriots-Falcons. That would have been insane.
Bro. Seriously. All right, we got Matthew Patterson. Shout out to Matthew Patterson. He says, I would really like to see the stat line of how many times Ben has picked himself up off the turf. Yeah.
I haven't noticed that, but I was reading some stuff on that.
It definitely came back up yesterday,
disheartening.
bro.
It's disheartening.
It definitely came back up yesterday. I was feeling back like the Raiders game. Remember when we first brought it up then? It was getting to that point at some parts of it. It's like, yo, this, nah. Like, that ain't cool, man. At least if you gonna miss the block, if you're not gonna block the double mug, if y'all gonna let guys run through and just kill 7, at least have a day on dignity and decency to go over there and help them up. That's what you can do, at least. And yeah, they weren't doing that consistently. At least in that first half, they weren't.
I have a question about the O-line.
Yeah.
You saw it in the second half, and you saw it after some of these like snap count debacles. Was Trey Turner actually controlling that? Because he would like look over to Green and like motion.
No, to an extent, yes. But we've always done it with the guards. So essentially, Ramon Foster used to be that guy for us in the past. He's looking back at the at 7. 7 gives him the signal. He either taps him once, and they have cadence where there's 1001, 1002, or it's 2 taps. Sometimes he'll tap, but it's going off of 7's foot as well, which is why you'll see 7 pick it up, or you'll see 7 go right here. So they alternate who is going to be dictated. Because otherwise, if you're on defense, and I know the guard is every time he taps, he's going to snap the ball, I'm going to just jump the snap every time.
Yeah.
Or if you know it's every time he picks his leg up, it's going to be snapped. That's why they switch it up. So you'll see him sometimes off of the hand, sometimes off of the foot, sometimes off of Trey. I don't know
how they dictate that.
Yeah, how they dictate. Like, it's one of those, it could be based on the huddle call, like a snap count. Like, sometimes we go on 2, sometimes it's on 1. It could be the same concept of, all right, this time it's on Trey, this time it's on Ben. The only people they really need to know is Green, Ben, and Turner, because everyone else is just keying whenever that ball is snapped. You know what I mean? So that's the part for me where I don't know all the intricacies of that just yet.
Okay. Because I never really noticed that up till that point. I don't know if something was changing or not, but because we were having all that snap shit going on.
Yeah. All right. Next up we have is Nick's World. Shout out to Nick's World. He says, did y'all see Big Ben yelling at Mike Tomlin? You thought that was a yell, bro?
He's just frustrated.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought it was like heat of the moment. They all pissed because of what the score is.
Yeah, it was probably just more like, bro, like what the hell are we calling out there? Like
right,
this,
like,
you're putting me in the offense in a terrible spot. Let's go. Yeah. What the hell's going on?
That's kind of how I looked at it as well, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was anything that deep.
All right. Next up is Brent Fox. Shout out to Brent Fox. He says, okay, since we are being optimistic, how do we realistically get consistent play on both sides of the ball? Defensively, they have to be more consistent with their gap integrity. Last night was you've heard us say it too many times, unfortunately, popcorn, right? Sometimes it's a guy getting reached. Sometimes it's a linebacker not scraping the way he needs to scrape. Sometimes it's just their players winning that rep, right? Because every once in a while, those guys are good. They'll make a play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when you got Tushka out there. And,
so it was like some of the times they were having some success moving people. Sometimes they were.
And Bush, yeah. I mean, I saw him get pushed back a little bit.
I don't know
what it is, man.
Doing it, bro. I don't want to keep going.
Dude, it's like bad. It's like bad. I don't want to keep
going on them. But it was a multitude of reasons why the gap discipline to me was the biggest part, and that was why you would see some of those runs when you're talking about Cook being able to run it 10 yards at times before getting touched. That's gap. That is gap integrity. That is, we have 2 guys in one gap and one guy not where he's supposed to be, and versus a top-notch back. I mean, I told you I'm not a fan of Dalvin Cook's game 100%, but I respect the heck out of it. That's why he's still a top 5 back to me. You see, when a guy is like him that actually knows how to take advantage of it, Joe Mixon is another guy that know how to take advantage of these holes. It looks like that. And what did you hear the commentator say last night? Man, this is the most yards in the first half since we've seen from any running back. Oh, you know who did it last? Joe Mixon. You know who did it against? The Steelers. You're like, yeah, because we can't do what we're supposed to do on defense enough of the times. It's never going to be 100% perfect, but when you're a defender, you sign up for that because you can play 99 plays good, 1 bad play, you lose 6 zip, 7 zip. So you know what it is. So you have to operate with that type of detail for your work. And when you watch this group, the front 7 in particular, they are very loosey-goosey with their gap discipline. Like you said, man, sometimes guys hit it right. Sometimes guys look physical. Sometimes guys look like they don't want to be physical. Some even look slightly allergic to being physical. So that's my new part right there. We ain't saying nobody soft. They're just allergic to being physical, which I'm not going to understand. I got some allergies as well. You know what I mean? You don't want to be too allergic out there. But part of it is that. And I'm just like, okay, what is going on? And then every once in a while, it's like, okay, that guy's just a good play. He made you miss. That guy's a good play. He blocked you. Okay, cool. But when you factor all of those things in and they're happening in such a short span of time, it feels and it looks like how that first half looked last night, man.
Did you hear? I think it was Buck who said it. It was just an absolutely devastating shot at us. He goes, Dalvin Cook's shoulder's hurting, but his legs are sure working. It was like, oh, man.
No, I forgot who it was. They were saying that.
Like, damn, dude.
They said,
I mean, you're right.
It might have been RC. It might have been Ryan Clark. He was like, I can understand why he was in such a hurry to come back for this game. He said, everybody going to be coming back from injuries 2-3 weeks early. Well, they said, Derrick Henry for the show up. Everybody's showing up this week, man.
Yeah, I'm praying Derrick Henry's out.
Bro. And must have Cook looking like, Lord.
I'm praying Derrick Henry's out for that game. They shouldn't want to rush him back too quick because they're pretty much in the playoffs.
I don't know. They might want to get him a feel-good game on this system, man.
I'm hoping
Hey,
not.
Dalvin, Detroit? Nah, I ain't feeling you versus Detroit. Pittsburgh? That's the one.
I'm hoping not.
Yo. Hey, man. And Dalvin Cook last night, he was doing the post-game interview. I forgot. It might have been, it wasn't Michelle Tafoy he was talking to. I forgot who. It was one of the female reporters. He was like, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. You could have ran through them hoes tonight.
Yeah, they're huge.
Like,
they're huge.
It's the truth, though. And that's the unfortunate part, man.
As soon as they snapped the ball, I saw someone tweet a picture out and said this play was already done before it started. Like we knew it was going to happen here.
Like some of these holes, you're just like, why are they able to move our defenders like this? Y'all are grown men. It might happen once. But why is it happening this frequently? Like, that can't keep happening. I mean, eventually you got to have some pride. Eventually you got to say enough is enough. Now, I do think that they got to that point in the second half, but it was just like, why does it have to take that long? Why get to that part where you're literally on rock bottom? Like, we shouldn't have to keep doing this every week, man.
Yeah.
Hi. Next that we have is Black Lavender. Black Lavender says, dang, I was so mad I sent supers before the stream. Oh, man, I'm sorry that we missed that. Man, I don't know why it didn't pop up. Yeah. But I definitely understand your pain, Black Lavender. I definitely understand it. Let's go, UW says, do you think we could get a first or second round pick for Chase Claypool?
That's where we're at.
You might get a second round for him.
I think he'd be worth a first.
But you got to think, you're Pittsburgh right now, though. Like, you're heavy here. I don't feel like he's viewed the same way outside of here.
I think as a receiver, he's worth a first, but I do think it could go down to a second rounder based off some of the antics. Yeah. Like, if you're spending a first round pick, would you rather have Claypool or any of these dudes coming out?
Just depends. Depends on my team, depends on my situation, money, where am I at, what am I looking for? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could be. It depends on the team, though.
Yeah.
First or second. I think that's fair, though.
I think
either
a second,
way.
I definitely think a second. I think a first would be a little bit more challenging, just for me. I think it would be a little more challenging.
That's off-season stuff, though. We can't do any of that stuff right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, trade deadline's over anyways. So
yeah.
All right, we got Gary Thornton. Gary Thornton says Kendrick Green has to switch to guard and remain period for any. Okay, Kendrick Green needs to be switched to guard for an extended period, and then from there put BJ Finney at center. Then he also says Joe Schobert has to go for Robert Spillane. Some veterans need to talk to Claypool also. I mean, I don't fault you on some of these
Dotson's
things.
back though. Where are you putting Green?
Well, maybe Green gonna be sitting at home. I'll be sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, if Hassan, I'm not opposed to putting Hassanauer in at center. No,
Yeah.
In terms of him playing guard,
Yeah, I mean,
he'll just be backup center, backup guard. I guess.
Because Leglue, the left guard right now, he the starter.
Oh man,
he the man.
Wait, why did I see 79 out there for a play?
I don't know, bro.
Who the hell was that? Was that Green?
That's Green, yeah.
I saw him out there at left guard for a play.
Yeah.
I was concerned for a second. I'm like, wait, we got like our fifth guard out there?
And he's not even a guard. He's a tackle. They know it's bad. Yeah. And Spillane for Joe Schobert. Who is he paired next to is my only question. I don't have an issue with the switch. I just need to know who I'm pairing him with. certain players I like compared with a little bit more than others. That's all. But we can work on that. And I do agree. Some veterans do need to have a talk with Claypool. Hopefully it's a nice talk and not the code red. Okay? Don't give him the code red. He might get the code red. You never know. Did you ever order a code red before?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about with that?
Okay, man. It's not from a movie reference, bro. You good.
Okay.
Code red, man. Say we were part of a unit. You keep messing up. I had to come talk to you with the friends. Give you a little incentive to do better. Sometimes that incentive could be physical, physical touching.
Some violence.
That's a nice way to put it as well. A little bit more direct that way. But either way, you don't want the code red order. Okay? Hopefully Claypool doesn't get a code red.
You see the headline, though? Undisputed right now. Do Steelers need to worry about another diva receiver like Antonio Brown?
That's because when they asked if Seven was going to talk to me, he said, it's not my job. Ask Coach T. That's on the head coach. Yeah.
Well, man, they got really creative with that. They got really creative with that headline because
they
AB was the last thing I'm thinking about with Claypool.
Right.
It just is.
Yeah.
AB's in a whole different category in terms of even player.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like what diva receiver? I don't know. I never considered him a diva receiver. I never did.
Elite receiver.
That's what I mean. Like, dude just came to play. I didn't care anything about like the off field. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. What, he got caught like speeding with like 200 miles an hour down McKnight.
They say he had some
showing up late or
decisions,
something. I don't know.
But on the field, it was nothing diva about Antonio Brown.
He threw a cooler.
On the field, there was nothing diva about Antonio Brown. I would say y'all can say whatever y'all want about him off the field, and I might even agree with y'all on a lot of it. But on that field, bro, I hear zero slander.
The last
the
thing
AB.
I'm doing right now is comparing Claypool to AB.
Not even in the same stratosphere, man. All right, Steeler Nation on fire. He says, this is the first I've seen Ben not throw a game or cause us to lose. We lost that game because of Claypool, the O-line, and the defense.
I would go O-line, defense with the rushing yards. I mean, those would probably be my top two things for sure.
Yes. And I would also say our pass defense to an extent. Because at times it hurt us. It broke our back in the end. Even when we were able to get it to, all right, this is the last stop. We just need one more stop. They hit the Osborne spot. So, yeah.
As I mentioned, though, I didn't mind that. That wasn't a killer.
I get it, but this is my thing. We didn't need to allow points. That's my part. We needed a stop. Another stop, that changed it. We get the ball back. Offense was still feeling hot at that time as well. That touchdown, man, it gave them that extra cushion that ultimately helped them win it.
Because it was 9 at the time, though. So it was still a 2-score game.
Yeah.
I felt like no matter what they were going to do, just do it now. Because once they scored, it's like, okay,
but
we have all that time.
We would all
still.
agree 9 points is a lot different than what it became. Still a 2-score game, but still talking about extra points, though. That's all. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, it's a tough balance because if they still go another series or two in that drive, where's the clock at? But
what's more important, that clock versus the points, though?
I don't know. I would lean clock. Because now you're. But it's
a 9-point game.
Here's the other point. To your point, then now you're just looking at a field goal on offense.
Exactly.
But what's the clock like? Because at that point, maybe they drove it down to 4 or 5 minutes, and we don't even have that second chance.
But see, my thing is seeing how fast we were moving the ball to get into field goal range. Now, with Boz hit it, that's another conversation, right? Because we actually saw him miss one. So who knows with that? But that's the other part. I'm just kind of like, man. I just don't want us to give up that play like that, man.
It did suck, but I understand the reasoning. Just bring a full-out blitz because if they run it, now we got to stop it. But maybe we could get the pressure. If not, we're leaving dudes open, and hopefully they could just score the touchdown, get it over with. Now we get the ball back on offense.
Yeah.
I wasn't opposed to it. Like, whenever it happened, I was like, ooh, they're kind of making a mistake here. Yeah. It's that Madden shit that I got going on in my mind.
And you said I worked out just like Madden.
Bro, we did have the chance. Like, I don't know. It did play out good.
It played out good for them. They won. Yeah.
For us to have that chance, though, I think we did everything we could have done, though, down the stretch. Akello with those picks, man. Clutch as hell. Clutch as hell.
Oh, we got a new update, too. Zach Cunningham just got claimed off waivers with the Titans, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we'll see him. That'd be cool.
Next week, you think? Yeah, I guess. I mean, from now to
10
then,
days,
there's
long
10
time,
days.
man. Nope. All right. Dave Shipley. Dave Shipley says, he says, heck, I'm a diehard fan. I need a program to figure out some of the players' names to match the numbers. Banged up unit, period. Yeah. When they started to sub some of these guys in, injury replacement, you're like, bro, which one is this? Hold on, let me check the player guide. I'm with you on that, man. All right. Damon Brown, he says he's going to be, talking about Claypool, he's going to be an AB style problem down the line. Tomlin better humble him now. I told y'all during preseason he was a super diva. Now, Damon, the only way he could become an AB style problem is if he has AB style productivity. I don't see that right now. So I don't see him growing to the level of AB style drama and antics without that, because with that, AB had a ton of money, and that money was the bigger reason why he was allowed to also do some of the things he could do. Because when you find a guy that's getting paid how much to play in one game, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna find you 10 grand. He's like, bruh, I just made 10 mil. Like, I ain't tripping on this. You know what I mean? And that's small time for AB during that time frame as well. That also played into it. Claypool ain't got that just yet. You can still redirect his behavior by tapping his pockets right now. So yeah, so we'd be good with that. But John, you were ahead of the curve though about some of the diva stuff. You were,
or even us talking about a trade, first or second round pick.
Yeah,
we're not talking about trading AB for anything.
Not at all. It was like, bro, I don't care what he's done. He's fine. Keep him.
Yeah. So if Claypool, like you were mentioning with Tom, he said if the production on the field overweighs the problems, and we're gonna work with him. But if Claypool, if the production ain't to AB's level, he has been very productive this year though. But it's not AB. It ain't AB. Yeah. So. Yeah, to get a first-round pick, second-round pick, and spend that on defense, offensive lineman, that might work better in our favor.
Absolutely, man.
If Claypool doesn't wise up, I'm still holding out hope. These last 4 games, like, come on, bro. You can't be doing that shit.
This is a good one right here from Dave Shipley. He says, Witherspoon's celebration on the INT was BS too. The first one.
I didn't see it.
I remember the first one, they down 29-zip. This is the first pick they catch. Witherspoon gets it, runs to the end zone with the whole group. Yeah. They celebrate. They like, that's 29
that was
zip?
The screenshots I'm seeing.
Yeah. Because it was 29-zip. They, up until that point, they were still getting just thrashed.
No, it was 29-7.
It's 29-7. Yeah, we had just scored. Yeah, 29-7. So it's like we get the pick. You're like, oh, we go celebrate. Now, it doesn't look as bad because we end up scoring and we close it.
That would have been a 6 screenshot if we do win.
And that was, when he did it in the time, I definitely was feeling like, yo, what are you doing, bro?
Those 49ers fans were right. Yeah. Dude plays with confidence.
When
if he's got it, holy hell, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually worried about losing him this offseason now if he keeps playing like this.
He looked different with the confidence, man.
I want him back.
All right. Eric White says, Claypool is Taco Bell. Love it when I'm drunk as F, but always messes up my day. Yeah. Taco Bell will touch your belly every once in a while now. Whew. But it is fire at the same time. I get it, man. I definitely get it. All right.
That's not a bad comparison.
I like that. All right. We got Let's Go UW. He says, to put out some positive note, Witherspoon could be the next cornerback 1 if Joe Hayden leaves and Dan Moore has looked improved. Okay. Well, I do think Dan Moore is continuing to keep his arrow pointed in the right direction. In terms of how improved and stuff like that, that's a different conversation. But I will say he has improved. Witherspoon is cornerback 1. I need
keep playing like this.
Yeah, just
hell yeah.
But keep the sample size growing. Keep it growing. If not anything, we should have all learned. Let's not crown anybody.
Dude, but this is better. Anything we've seen from Pierre.
Bro, he got it. I mean, Pierre had the pick in Denver to close it out, and you was over here talking about that's why he's the guy. Like, stop that. Stop that. We're talking about a game-winning pick. That's what Pierre gave us. Pierre gave us a game-winning pick.
That pick wasn't like these picks,
winning pick. A game.
That's slant one, bro.
The second pick was more important. The first pick was kind of like the slant pick. That was the first one.
Huh?
The first pick, the slant pick, right?
The slant. That was impressive. That was impressive as hell.
You thought that was no different than the Deontay play.
McKellar?
That was no different than the Deontay play, except Deontay stopped. That receiver just kind of like stumbles out the break. I didn't think it was like
better. He just said, "Sit down, young receiver. I'm better than you."
Have mercy. All right. Anywho,
You're right. I mean, we got to see more of this. But you could tell just from Mikello's 2 games right now, the upside is so much higher than anything Pierre has done.
I just don't agree with
any
that.
other cornerbacks. I think that we have.
I think we're heat of the moment right now because people were definitely singing a different tune when he had his opportunities earlier in this season.
Who, Pierre?
No, I'm talking about Witherspoon. That's all I'm saying. I feel like because
Chargers
it's heat
game,
of the moment. It's heat of the moment.
trash.
We got the picks, and now all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, man, we like him a lot. He could be quarterback one. We're optimistic. I think he has this and that. But that was for a fact not the case, or the temperament on Okello 2 weeks ago. That was not the case.
What, after the Chargers game?
Yeah, that was not the case. Not even close to the case.
But you know what?
It's just like
I don't know what it is. We give him the role now, and he's balling out. And I don't think Pierre. I mean, even Sutton, Joe Hayden in his prime. Joe Hayden in his prime could be doing some of this stuff that he was doing yesterday. But no, I think he's got the most upside on the team right now. So I get what he's saying for sure. I would like to have Joe back at a discount. I don't know how that's going to work out, but. Now, that's what I'm saying with Witherspoon, too. If he keeps playing like this, he might play himself out of here.
Yeah.
Which would suck.
Or
but I want him to keep playing like this.
To Adele and Joe will be gone then.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
We'll see.
It is. Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
All right. Logan Newman says, Eric Hendricks. Oh, Kendrick. Yeah. Eric Kendrick. You saw the homie out there. You saw the ball? He says he knocked the ball out when Trey Turner was grabbing at it.
Did see that.
Yep. Claypool
He
just
tried.
seen Trey, but why celebration on why celebrate a first down? Finish the drive, then celebrate. Yeah. He definitely throws the ball 100%. It's a vet move. Savvy. I like it. But it still doesn't detract from why did he get that opportunity in the first place.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there because of Claypool doing his. So I get it, bro. I get it. All right. You know, I was in a celebrating mood last night, huh?
You were.
You want to text me? You won't feel it when I was sitting?
Well, heat of the moment. I didn't watch the vid. Because I knew what it was. I didn't even need to. I saw how you were standing. I'm like, nope, I don't need to see this. And then with how the game played out, I was like, I'm not texting anything right now. No.
Hey, bro, when I sit there, I'm just like, yo, Deke ain't gonna talk to me no more, bro. Deke don't want to talk.
I laughed. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I chuckled a little bit, but then I was like, no.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, here we go. So Roger Peavy, man, he's super. Oh, we might be almost caught up to where
Justin
you're at.
Mitchell.
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, I figured we would hit these a little bit harder since it's 12:48. That clock has been rolling.
1:30, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but Roger Peavy says we don't do moral victories in Pittsburgh. Can't stink for 80% of the game, then play good for 20 and expect us to be like they fought. No, I agree with you on that, Roger. I mean, and I don't think to the full extent we are looking at it as a moral victory. I know, at least for me, I'm not. I looked at it more so as
loss. This is gonna kill us.
It kills us, and it was.
We got to
still
win these next 4.
The biggest thing that we were talking about though is just at least it feels a lot better going forward than coming out of some of these other games recently in terms of the effort, the finish, things that we think or a lot of us thought we probably never have to talk about in Pittsburgh.
Prerequisites.
Right? Yeah, but it's just like right now, that's what this 2021 version is. So yeah, we're not moral victory. It's not a moral victory, but it was worth the acknowledgement because that wasn't something, or it hasn't been something that we could just take for granted with this team, unfortunately. But hopefully it gets back to being what it's supposed to be. All right, then we got DeLorean Waters. DeLorean says, Trey should have snatched Claypool by his neck when he started tripping. Chase needs to grow a pair of nuts and take responsibility. Just mentally soft. Whew.
Yeah, bro. Without Claypool, you outed him?
Yeah.
He did. He went off.
Out a little bit.
It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
I don't think Trey saw him, though. I don't think Trey saw that extra behind. Because you remember, he did it behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
You think all that carrying on, it's like, bro, all right. But I don't know Trey like that either, though.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good scene right there with 20 seconds left for some fighting between some of our players.
But just imagine if Trey does.
Wouldn't have been good.
But just imagine like if Trey catches it out of his eye while Claypool is being on demonstrative and doing it because of him. you just never know how he's going to react. He was already pissed at the action in itself to the point where he comes with it and grabs at it to get the ball. So you just never know how he's going to react. But once again, it just shows the immaturity. It's like, even in that moment, you can't even, like, we know post game you couldn't admit that you were wrong, but even in that moment, you still couldn't just humble yourself and say, you know what, that's on me. My bad, Trey. My bad, OG. You the vet. Even if I don't agree with you, you still the vet. Like, I'm going to respect it because we out here publicly. He ain't even there. It's like, oh man, all right. It's not a good look, bro. Not a good look. All right, now we're at Justin Mitchell.
Yep. Chase needs bench for rest of the season. I don't know about that. I disagree with that.
If James Washington's playing how James Washington's playing, I don't hate it all the way. But James would have to play like how he did last night.
He's got to play like that, and Claypool would need to continue doing the antics. If he stops the antics,
right,
now you're just hurting your offense.
Right, absolutely.
Brilla 92. Think we got a player in Montravius Adams.
Mm-hmm.
His first step is explosive and has a motor. Hoping Akello can redeem number 25 after Burns desecrated it.
Oh, don't get on my dog, Artie. No.
Yeah, Clark was good for 25, and then Burns. You're right.
Yeah, we went through a little time with that 2-5. But Montravius, no, 100%. Like, that was one of the things that popped up on the film breakdown. I still haven't forgot y'all. It's a short week, man. It's Thursday night game, man. It killed everything. I'm over here like, all right, do I finish this film review or do I wait and do a different one? Like, I don't know. I'm just stay tuned. The weekend might get a little wild, okay? But either way, man, I definitely like Montravius, though, man. He's definitely explosive, and I think he plays with physical, heavy hands also, and that helps him out a ton with his rush and run support.
Okay. Chap jumped, so this might be you.
So
I'm at Let's Go UW.
All right, I'm at Let's Go UW.
Oh, we might be in the same spot. He says still? Chase or no?
No, this is still.
He's got another one.
Yeah. All right, so he says still saying they should grab Lane Kiffin for offensive coordinator. Well, we're not going to make any of these moves right now during the season, all right? So we could come back.
It's just the funniest, most random one. Like, if there's one guy out there, I'm thinking Haley. A Haley return would be nice. Yeah. I don't know how likely that is with their relationship with Ben. But, like, Doug Peterson, what about him? Is Lane Kiffin just, like, so random?
Lane. Yeah.
He'd probably give us stuff to talk about, though.
He definitely would. He's
always got good, like, press conferences and interviews.
He's entertaining, to say the least. Yes. We'll see, though. We will see. All right. Next up is Josh Blanchett. Josh says, what do you make of Ben and Tomlin going at each other on the sideline and during the post-game presser? Do you feel like Ben comes back next year, but in a different jersey?
Oh,
never seen him so angry.
Don't do it.
Well, you know, they said it could be trouble in paradise. I mean, he did say, well, you know, you got to talk to Coach Tomlin about that. That's he did say that. Maybe. Nah, I don't think it was anything too crazy between it. I think it's just two highly competitive guys in a highly competitive situation with some guys around them acting like they weren't all the way committed into the fight, especially in that first half. And when you get that, you're going to have some passionate outbursts. You're going to have some heated discussions. I've been a part of plenty of them. Coaches that I love to this day, man, we didn't got at it, It happens. It happens when you're in those type of moments, especially how that first half was going. Everything seemed like it was going wrong. That's don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed.
The second part, he says, should Ben be back next year? I obviously think he should be back. I still
what
think
jersey
he's
he
an elite quarterback.
He going to
Steelers,
Baltimore?
Steelers.
What if he goes to Cleveland?
Steelers. No.
What if he did go to Cleveland? One for the house because he's from Ohio?
No.
Is I want to play in front of the crib?
No, we can't do
it. You sure?
Dude. No.
Oh, man.
Nah.
Now I wonder, would you still be doing the stat thing if he's playing in Cleveland? Would you you see what Ben's doing? He's cooking us right now. He's nice. Like, that boy, look at what Seven just did this week. I wonder, would you,
No, I couldn't do that.
You would just turn your fandom off?
No, I would just say we're idiots for letting him go. Like, you can't do that. And
you would just watch a lot more Browns games, huh? That's cool, man. That's cool.
No, I mean, like I said, I'd be in tune with what he's doing. That's it. I'm still 100% Steelers.
Respect.
100% Steelers. But him in another jersey, no, I can't. Okay. I do feel like yesterday felt like a disservice to Ben, though, for sure. I
would agree.
Definitely felt like a disservice. So hopefully, the rest of the team, we could pick up our bootstraps and get this thing going the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I just feel like for next year, if Ben comes back and everything, just fix the O-line. Actually, we got some other problems on defense now that popped up.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have a top 5 defense. I thought everyone did.
Mhm.
Everyone believed that, and it's just not. Our defense is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's run defense for sure. What is it? Bottom 3?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have Tua. Didn't have
We might be all the
Alualu.
way in the bottom now, depending on how this one impacts us a little bit.
Didn't have Tua. Didn't have Alualu this year. But I don't know if you could bank on either of them for next year. Tua, who knows? But then Alualu being up there in age like that, now that's something we might have to address. Plus linebacker, didn't think we'd have to address that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary, we might be all right, but on top of the offensive line is for sure thing we need to address.
Yep.
We do that, we're looking good next year. Bring Ben back.
I like it. Yeah, there's a lot you just named. I like it though. I like the optimism.
Get the man some help.
All right, we're gonna try to speed through these.
Okay.
Because we still want to hit the phone lines.
Definitely.
Definitely gotta hit the phone lines. And before I speed through these, I'm gonna shameless plug. We do got the new Upper Room shirt. It is pinned in the merchandise right on the chat now. You will see that available to you, man. So for the people that were unaware that's what we've been talking about, the new Upper Room shirt that dropped
I need to
a couple
see
weeks ago. Yeah. It's
I have it at my
officially out
house.
now. It's officially out. Like I said, man, the YouTube has officially gave us the green light so we can continue to read off and actually display it in the chats along with under all the videos. So yeah, man, make sure you show a little love and support for the show. And while we're plugging, make sure you hit the likes. That one's for
Hit
Deke.
the likes,
That one's
bro.
for
Like,
me.
we're at 627. We're looking good right now. A lot of people are
Yeah,
tuning in, so shout out to you.
627.
But only 130 likes. Come on.
Bro, this is nuts, man. We know the team wasn't
Let's
successful,
get,
but help
like
make the
200 at least.
keep the
Jeez.
YouTube algorithm happy with us, okay?
Maybe 300.
Keep us happy. Keep them happy. Keep YouTube happy. Keep Deke happy. All right. Because he needs happiness today.
That would put a smile on my face.
It was a rough one. All right, but we got Drexler Singer. Drexler Singer says, "What up, big dogs? Move." Yeah, Move was doing his thing, man. Like I said, the only thing you just wish he held on to it, but great throw, great effort by him, great play by Harrison Smith at the end. But yeah, Move that dude. Move is that dude. All right.
Is there anything he's doing to catch that? Anything that he has to do different?
Just squeeze it harder. That's about it. But
Yeah.
it's a great play by Harrison. And
It looked like he was
Mhm.
bringing it in.
Yeah.
Some people have brought up though, why didn't they throw the flag on that one as they did with Minka earlier
Well, I
in
think
the
the
game?
Minka one was a bad call.
Oh, it was
Yeah, it was
god
a bad
awful.
call.
It was so bad.
So that was
So
the only reason
bad.
why I didn't think they should do it for that one. It was a hard hit, but hard hit doesn't mean flag. And that's always been my issue with some of those rules. It's like you penalize the look of the hit versus the actual hit itself.
They were thinking about it
Mhm.
2 other times with Minka. The one
Mhm.
was the hit on Jefferson, I think, where he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
It got them out of a series. They had to punt, I
Mhm.
think. The other one wasn't a big hit. It was the pseudo
Yeah, like,
potentially
with the grab 'em,
holding.
Yeah. But they picked that flag.
I know.
up. Yeah.
I was going to lose it if they kept that flag. 'Cause
Yeah.
that would have been so ticky-tacky.
Yep. All right. Edward James Gardner says, "Did you see Chase not attempt to block for Deontay on that second to last play? If he tried to block number 22, DJ would have scored instead of running out."
Deontay was making me nervous, man.
Dude,
You know
if
how
gets
you know how he
gets
works.
tackled by Pat P, I'm like, bro, the game's
You know how he
over.
works. He's going to try to make a
bruh.
play, juke everyone
Oh
out.
man. He
I was
go
just like,
reverse
bro,
field.
just run straight line. Just get out of bounds.
I say he go reverse. He go cut it back. He's gonna cut it back. Don't cut it back. Yeah, that was nuts, bro. That was nuts.
I didn't notice Claypool on that one.
I didn't either, but I have to go back and look at it, man. All right. CJ60 says, "Seems like our guys can't get consistent separation, but can mostly, excluding Claypool, come down with the 50-50 balls when 7 has to start slinging
Claypool
it."
did, though. Claypool balled out yesterday.
Yesterday, Claypool definitely did. But now, as a whole, we have struggled with the separation consistently. Outside of Deontay, we don't get a lot of separation. Ray does to an extent, but they don't really throw it to Ray like that. Yeah, we definitely struggle though with our separation, and just as a whole throughout the season, we struggle with the 50-50 ball. But yeah, yesterday was a good version of that, man. All right, we got Mike Sanchez just showing some love. We appreciate you, Mike. Mike. All right. Then we got L_D Kata. Ooh, had to burp, man. Excuse me. For as bad as Devin Bush has been, Joe No Schobert is just as bad. I know if I see him in the open field, I'm taking his ankles, and I played D3. I just go right in my bed.
Oh, he's putting Schobert at running back.
No, he said.
Oh, he's saying he'd shake him.
If he's going 1-on-1 against Schobert in the open field, he's taking his ankles. Yeah, man, he's gonna shake him up. Whew. Yeah, Schobert has definitely been struggling as well, man. Both of those guys collectively now have underperformed, and that was why the coaching staff did what they did in terms of pulling those guys. Yeah, it's crazy that it's come to that. Who would have thought we would be here at this part of the season? Who would have thought?
Yeah, the two guys
with
Tuitt going out and stuff. Oh, we can at least rely on our linebackers.
Yeah.
Devin Bush coming into his own. Schobert, that steady veteran, made a Pro Bowl. It's not been the case.
Nope.
Just as a whole, the defense. Like I said, I thought we were going to be a top 5 defense, especially after that Bills game. Jeez.
It's nuts, bro. It's
Yeah.
nuts. All right. Anthony Sixto says, how much does Hayden how much does Hayden being out hurt the communication defensively? Not just for the secondary either. Can some of these bad assignments be improved when he is back on the field? Hashtag Ben 2022 QB1.
That's what I like to hear.
The hashtag for you, boy. I see y'all.
That's what I like to hear.
Joe not being out there definitely hurts communication just because it's a different person you're having to talk with, right? Whether it's Akello, whether it's Justin Lane, guys that you don't know, number one, how much they actually know in terms of Witherspoon, right? From a communication perspective, because he's new. He hasn't been here as long as Joe. So you expect the drop off. You expect in terms of some of the intricacies with the coverage. Yes. But run wise, every once in a while he's involved in the run fits, but I don't feel like his him not being out there is making the defense look the way that it's looking as a whole. I don't think it's like that. Oh, righty. C60. Oh man, we're almost at the end of the tunnel with the chats. Okay.
Let's go UW whenever you get to him.
I'm almost there.
You can pass the baton.
He says, hope Muth isn't feeling too bad. He had good effort the whole game, and it was a perfect punch. Felt like Juju's fumble against the Saints. You could also say Juju's fumble against the Ravens with Humphrey, because he had like the perfect punch.
Two games where Juju cost us. No, those Juju ones are different. In my opinion, those Juju ones are different than this one.
Yeah.
He had the ball.
Absolutely. This is
Muth, it was like bang, bang, catch.
It's a great play. I mean, dude, we talked about the safeties. Reason why I said I want to make it a push is because I said,
yeah, and he had the good sack,
both of these guys, it was like, I think Minka's a better athlete. I think Harrison's a smarter player, though. Both of those guys were on display making big time plays. Both of those guys showed those qualities. Minka with the physical gifts, right? You seeing some of the hits that he was doing, that he was putting out there.
That we don't normally see.
You see that, right? But it was like with Harrison, it's like, okay, the above the net game that we talk about, just savvy plays, understanding where to pre-snap, hide, and show and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think that's on Muth though, man. Not at all. All right. Next up, we have Mike Sanchez. Should Kevin Colbert have more light on him? A lot of misses in the first round. We have a lack of depth because we continue to draft the same position.
It's 50-50 because as much as I was shitting on us not getting Gilmore, and oh man, we got Witherspoon instead. Now I'm, oh wow, what a steal in getting Witherspoon. Trey Turner, good signing. You could go back and forth with a bunch of this stuff right now. I guess it's a fair thing to bring up. I think we could talk about it more after the season because like Witherspoon keeps balling out. Like that's a huge signing then.
Yeah.
For Colbert. The draft picks missing. What did we really miss on? You talking about this year, last couple years?
Some people will say Justin Lane, but if you just wait, maybe Justin will have a game like Akello, and everybody will flip and say Justin Lane's QB cornerback one. Just hold fast, Justin. Just wait. You just need one game, 1.5 games.
Trying to think in terms of signage because you're expecting Tuitt and Alualu to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Hayward, yeah, Bush would probably be the main thing then.
Okay, so we have what, Bush and Lane then essentially.
Bush, Lane.
Do you throw James Washington in there?
No, because I'm not calling Edmonds a bust. I think Juju's a good pick. Claypool's obviously a good pick.
Okay,
for second round receiver. Dotson a good pick.
Green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Right now.
Okay.
Right now, at least.
Muth
and Najee, fine.
Dan Moore.
Good pick for fourth rounder.
Okay.
For a fourth rounder. yeah, you're not expecting Tua and Alualu to be out like that. And also, the TJ injury, the Highsmith injuries that have happened, Joe Hayden to be out. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we would have thought Ingram would be here the whole time too. That's like actually a pretty good signing looking back. It's just it didn't play out. No, I don't know. I think he's done fine.
Okay.
I get it though. Probably the main thing is just addressing the offensive line. Could you have been a little bit more ahead of the curve?
Yeah. All right.
Those aren't exciting picks though. Whenever you still have like Pouncey, DeCastro on your team, it's like, bro, why are we taking line? But it fell off
happened
quick.
Too quick. Yeah.
It happened real quick.
It was a cliff that we hit.
That would probably be the main thing. Is just we could have been ahead of it with the offensive line.
Yeah. All right. So this is situation is 105.
Okay.
We have 4 chats remaining. Starting at Let's Go UW.
This is all me.
So we're gonna knock these out. Then at 110, we hopping on these phones. All right.
Let's do it.
That's how we gonna roll.
Okay. Let's go UW. It says Chase is what everyone said Juju was, but Juju is more reliable. Travion Sanders. People forget that we have the youngest starting unit on offense in the league. We need a vet in the wide receiver room, and they take the next step in that room. I'd just rather have a speedster.
Yeah.
Someone just you could
speedster, a little
throw
less
on a
antics,
vertical route.
I'm fine with it. Yeah. And I feel like if Chase could just be more consistent playing on the field, the antics won't seem as bad. But because the play has been inconsistent, it just makes everything that he does just seem so much more magnified right now.
Well, he said vet receiver. One team's talking about cutting a veteran receiver, maybe.
How's
familiar
that
with the
dynamic
city?
Gonna be with,
he's familiar with the city?
Is he looking for a different quarterback though? Is the real question.
Dude, I just think that needs to happen then. Like, that would be an amazing story. Buccaneers, Sean A.B., they turn their back on him.
Bro.
Come home. Ben, coming back.
And then in 2 weeks later, it all just went up in smoke. Ben and AB couldn't be under the same roof. Yeah, roof. It happens. All right, let's keep it going.
DeLorean Waters. Y'all see Todd Haley's tweet about the receivers. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, receivers aren't really like doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not getting open.
Nah, Haley knew what he's talking about, man. Haley definitely knows what he's talking about.
Last.
No, we got 2 more. Jalen Johnson and then Jack Henderson. Then it's going to be the last one.
Last 2.
Yeah.
Why do we run the kickoff out every time? We're always starting at the 15 because of that. Field position is key in our offensive success.
Yes.
I haven't noticed that, but I'll have to look for it.
In terms of the mechanics behind that, though, Danny Smith, every game he will set a yard limit, whether it is 3 yards deep in the end zone, 5 yards deep in the end zone. And he'll essentially say to whoever the returner is, anything deeper than this, you don't bring it out. So align your back foot there. And if you have to back up, you know to take a knee. But if you don't have to back up, all right, you can go. But you got to be careful of the hang time. That's something that returners kind of misjudge. They get a little bit greedy. Like, I want to run this, create a play.
Well, it's hard to see probably, too, when you're on the field level. Right. How far away is the team and their attack?
And that is the difficult part, because it's like some of these you returning is fine because timing-wise, you got the ball, the coverage unit is down all the way, you're good to go. Others, if that ball is hanging up there too long and you don't feel it, then now that coverage unit is already inside the 20 at times. It's just a bad situation timing wise. So that's the other part with that. But yeah, it's on the returner, but it's also based on where Danny sets that number. Some guys he set it at 100. Like, yo, if you are 2 yards deep, stop it. Others is a little more freeway. I've seen other guys. He's like, hey man, you catch it, you're good. Yeah.
Jack Anderson. This chat is full of fake fans and casuals.
Tell them how you really feel. Tell them how you really feel. But that was actually perfect, though, man, because, we're right on schedule now.
We are.
109. So what I'm going to do while it's 109, I'm going to talk about something cool. And no, it is not my Wu-Tang Christmas sweater that people keep complimenting in the chat. I really appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate it. It looks great with the optics of everything, right? But what I want to talk about, are the good people over at DraftKings and DraftKings Casino. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, their new app that they have, and it is phenomenal, like we always talk about with DraftKings. But with their casino app, man, you're able to on your phone, right on the app, you can bet on some of the play slot games, the table games, any of your board style stuff. I mean, you talk about blackjack, roulette, any of that type of stuff, man. You're able to play right on this app right here, man. It's an awesome concept. And the thing that I absolutely enjoy the most about DraftKings Casino,
they're generous.
Very generous is a nice way to put it, right? Because if you use the promo code Moats, you will receive not $1,000, but $2,000 in deposit bonus money, ladies and gentlemen. It's an awesome, awesome situation. You can't beat it, honestly, man. Shout out to DraftKings Casino for that and for them rocking with the show. But, Deke, we know every once in a while we have to talk about disclaimers, information. I get that. But I don't want to go there just yet. So what I want to say is this also. If gambling isn't available, like the sports gambling and stuff like that, or just casino gambling isn't available where you currently live, don't forget about DraftKings Fantasy Football app as well, okay? Where you're able to do some of the, we did that out in LA as well, right? That was a lot of fun, man.
Whoa.
Or no,
LA,
Green Bay.
Green
Bay. Yeah, we did it in Green Bay.
Head-to-head showdown.
That was dope, man. So, you know, you could do the head-to-heads and stuff like that. They're giving, I think it's $1 million in prizes weekly on their Fantasy Football app. So you got some options with that. But last and certainly not least, if you have a gambling problem, if you need counseling, if you need referral services,
don't be hesitant.
Don't wait. You better call 1-800-GAMBLER. You better call 1-800-GAMBLER. I said, Deke, if you got a gambling problem,
tell me what to do.
Oh, you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, I'm finished.
Thank you for the advice.
Thank you for the advice. Yo, you have a problem. I love it. I love it. All right. So we're good, man. Hey, they said Deke got sold. Let's go. Deke with the ad. I wasn't ready for the ad lib, bro. It threw me. I was like, yo, Deke feeling it today.
Deke on the remake. The Deke remix. I think it's the casino remix.
Let's go.
Moats is solo on the sports book.
Yeah.
Disclaimers, but there's a little remix on the casino one.
Got us on the ad lib heat. Let's go. All right. All righty. Let's hop on the phone lines, man. Let's get that rolling real quick.
See what people got to say.
Yes, man. Tell you, bro, you singing and then messed us all up, man.
I'm sorry.
We ain't know how to act. We said, was that Deke? Was that Deke we just heard?
Just had a question.
You sound so melodic.
Yeah, just had a question. I needed to get an answer. What should we do? What should we do if you have a gambling problem?
All righty.
How many of these you screen?
Oh, man, I had to screen a good amount today. I was definitely nervous because of, how that game went. But it looks like we are good on time, so we should be able to get a good amount of these. All right. First one we shall start with is... Oh, here's a good one. I think this is...
Bar Basquiat. They said R&B was dead, but damn D.
It's Darius Mayo calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Darius
my
Mayo,
thoughts on the game, whole lot of mixed emotions, to be honest. We can't afford to be having slow starting off, in the first three quarters. That just was unacceptable at all. Just bad drops. Ben not making, the good reads early on. Just seems like every game we have not had, I believe, a opening drive touchdown all season. That is a problem. That needs to be fixed, right immediately. Other than that, I love the fight. I love the fact that we was able to come back Akilla Witherspoon with a pick. That was really good, even though he was getting torched all night. Sutton get torched all night. They did what they had to do to try to come back. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done. Hope we can necessarily go back to the my bad. Just hope we go back into the drawing board and be ready for Tennessee. Thank y'all.
No doubt.
Shout out Darius. That boy said, "Oh man, hold on." He was going through it, man. It happens like that sometimes, though. It happens like that. All right.
I didn't feel like Witherspoon was getting torched though. They had a couple plays early on. They were just doing like a quick slant or two, but I thought Witherspoon was pretty locked down.
Yeah, well, you know, anytime you get the picks, it's always gonna make you feel a lot better.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Deke, Moats, Michael Patrick McCracken. Hey man, like I know some people are gonna be down on Ben, but Ben played good in that game. I didn't think he was gonna make it out of the first half. It looked like he was gonna get killed. He was taking some big hits. It's like, man, that second half, if the second half goes like the first half, there was no way he was gonna make it out of there. That first half was utterly embarrassing the fans, embarrassing themselves, embarrassing the coaching staff. That was just truly, truly sad. The fact that, you know, Chase Claypool does the pointing in the guy's helmet to get a personal foul to kill the first drive is ridiculous. Him doing his little stupid dance at the end to, waste 10 seconds is stupid. His interview after the game where he basically blamed Trey Turner or whatever, that's super stupid. I'm glad they benched Bush. I'm glad to see Buddy Johnson got in there. Marcus Allen was in there. Even if they, weren't doing the best job, at least it wasn't Devin Bush out there doing absolutely nothing. That game was embarrassing. Najee Harris still played hard. Deontay Johnson still played hard. There were some amazing catches by Claypool, Washington, Deontay Johnson. They were making all the combat catches. Too bad Freiermuth didn't catch one at the end. Man, we needed that win. Of all the games left, the Minnesota Vikings game was the one you thought we'd win the most. These Steelers, man, killing me. Peace out, fellas. Have a good day.
My Irish brother came through with that yapper. He said, "Do, do, 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 do. Hold on, I got more for you." Do, 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 do. I like it. Well, I like it. Whew. Yeah, he has some heat. He has some heat. Now I'm seeing in the chat they are coming up with a new nickname for Chase.
What's that?
They're calling him Kiddie Pool. So he's a kiddie pool now.
It used to be Clown Pool.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Pool. Yeah, like, man, it's hard out here in these streets, man. Yeah, you can't trust these people, Chase. They be talking.
Dude, I gotta watch back the snaps that Buddy Johnson played. I didn't even know he played.
Yeah. Second half. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I'm ready to start him then. Yeah. I didn't even realize he was in. I thought it was just Marcus Allen. He's the one that I know.
They took off Bush and Schobert. Both of those guys went out there. And that's why I was like, whoa.
All right, I'm ready for Buddy Johnson.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked like he held his own.
What is up, Master Moats?
I ain't checked that.
This is Mason Nevlin. I'm calling out of Fort Worth, Texas. I just finished watching that gut-wrenching Pat Freiermuth breakup. I don't want to be hearing no excuses. I don't want to be hearing it was a short week. I don't want to be hearing they're retired. I don't want to be, hearing anything. You can't put a 39-year-old big word quarterback in that position. The trenches on both sides were so bad. I've had 2 knee surgeries. I'm 19, and I'm not the biggest guy. But if I was out there, I would have done something, man. I would have made something happen. I promise.
Okay.
I wouldn't have done anything. But still,
he said I wouldn't have done anything.
I don't want to hear anything. I need to see something happen because there's been promises something's going to happen. Nothing's happened. Can't have these fourth quarter games. 3 more quarters for a reason, man. 3 more quarters.
Oh, hold on.
We'll lose him.
Wait a minute.
Doesn't mean he's an elite quarterback.
I don't know where we at.
Fourth quarter games. 3 more quarters for a reason, man. 3 more quarters for a reason. Just because Big Ben, Deke, I'm looking at you. Just because Big Ben plays elite in the fourth quarter or the half of the third quarter in the fourth quarter doesn't mean he's an elite quarterback.
I disagree.
At least quarterbacks do that for all 4 quarters, man, even behind terrible play. He did good. He's not this big legend anymore. He did good for what he had, but still, everything is the problem. Everything needs to be fixed. Go Najee Harris. Thanks for 25 fantasy points. All right, y'all have a good day.
I disagree from the standpoint of those first 3 quarters. Are you kidding me? How the offensive line played, no separation. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, offensive line is god awful.
Mm-hmm.
Receivers aren't getting open. Like, what quarterback's doing amazing in that scenario? Ben was still elite then in the first 3 quarters, and he was elite in the fourth quarter. Difference is, other people made some plays.
I'm just glad he's talking to you.
He did. He said, "I'm looking you straight in the eye."
Yes, yeah. He got my attention. That's why I turned my head. I'm gonna look too. I want to see what's happening in here. You know, I just ain't know how you was gonna respond.
That's my response.
Yeah.
Jeez. Whew. Just finished up the game. Man, that last play. I thought that was like 2 helmets to Moose helmet. What the heck? I thought Witherspoon, when he had the pick, was going to take it to the crib. But, man, crazy game. Lots to unpack. Definitely going to have to watch the second half again. Wish could have done something in the first half. But, yeah, first-time caller from D.C. This is medium rare checking in. Hope y'all are well. Peace.
Dang, that was sad. I don't like when we lose. Sound a little depressing every once in a while.
It is. It's depressing. Now we got 10 days with this. Like,
I'm gonna say it gets a little sad. Like, dang, man.
Bro, yeah, it's bad.
Jeez. Can we pep it up a little? Let's see what this is right here. Let's see if we got anybody going. All right.
Hey, Moats, Deke. This is Brent Fox calling from Dallas, Texas again, man.
Shout out to Brent.
I think now it's time to actually just set realistic expectations for the season.
Oh.
We are unfortunately not going to be that good. I hate to be the dead horse, but there is so much that has actually been glaring or wrong, both offensively, defensively, and even on special teams a bit. Love to hear what you guys' take is on this. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.
Brings up special teams. I think he's right. Might be getting overlooked a little bit.
Now, when you say overlooked
in terms of criticism.
Dude,
Presley Harvin's not been playing good. And Ball's missing another one.
What do you think is the reason?
Ball's missing or Presley Harvin?
Neither.
Presley, maybe still young. Maybe because I didn't really track his punts for yesterday's. But
it's all good. I didn't either.
I think being in the stadium, you could get a better feel whenever we were watching the Ravens. It does feel like he's trying to make different adjustments. It's either he's trying to get it too high, but then it doesn't go as far. Or he's trying to bomb it, and it doesn't give enough hang time where then the guy that's returning it can get some yards on it. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know what's different from college to pros in terms of that stuff, but that's what I'm thinking right now with him.
And before I play this next one, Malachi said that you jinxed Boz because he hasn't been the same ever since you made that comment.
The extra point.
I'm just throwing it out there. He wasn't missing. You made that comment. We've seen 2 misses in 2 games. Yep.
Yeah, the one yesterday was a slight shank, not a complete shank. That's more like a extra draw. It was too much of a draw. He hit it good. He hit it square, but it's just drawing too much. That thing was going in the woods.
Yep. All because you wanted to make that comment. First you said Boz is the best kicker in the league instead of Tucker. And then after that, you say Boz is going to miss. And now here we are, man. Here we are, bro. So anywho, let's hear what this next one is.
Might be on me.
All right. Quick heads up. I did not screen this next one. I just saw the number and I just clicked it. All right.
Let's do it.
So let's see if we're going to get fired today.
Yo, it's your boy, the IGTV OG, Shoot the Rock, calling in heartbroken from the 563 Dubuque, Iowa. At halftime, I was calling for open the phone lines now because it's atrocious. Might be the most embarrassed I've ever been as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan watching that. It was a waste of my time. The run the run defense doesn't exist. The offensive line was horrible. Kendrick Green was on Mars. Can't even snap the ball. But then the fourth quarter, I got hope. There I was in the Dubuque Buffalo Wild Wings.
B-Dub.
Kirk Cousins is not Buffalo Wild Wings. Kirk Cousins is Hardee's.
Oh.
Throwing interceptions, got us back in the game, gave me hope. Ben, see, this is why me and Ben, or not me and Ben, me and Deke, we still believe in Ben. He's the answer. Maybe not the answer, but a lot better than Mason Rudolph or any of the other quarterbacks we draft. He had some good throws. I was impressed. I don't like the underneaths on these like 3rd and 4th downs. But Najee Harris is our offense. Picked up some big plays for us.
Yeah, secretly had 94 yards.
Those Chargers and Lions games are killing us now. We felt good after the Chargers game. That's a win we need. Lions, win we need, because now it's going to be really tough to get in the postseason. All right. Appreciate it. I'll check y'all boys out on the show tomorrow. I didn't swear this time, so hopefully this one gets played. And peace.
Nah, respect. Shout out to Shoot the Rock right there. Yeah, that is a thing though, guys. If y'all don't curse or use any obscene language, yeah, it's a strong possibility y'all will get played. I just can't play all of them ones because obviously it's a lot of y'all that call in. But yeah, any of the ones that got like hard swearing, it's kind of frowned upon with the YouTube community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is it different for me? Because I've sworn.
No, it's not different for you. I've had a couple of ours where they're like, hey, this actually is not what you said it was. There's profanity. And I'm like, oh, Deke, thanks.
Oh, is it just the F-bomb? I got to stay clear of the F-bomb because I've been pretty good with that.
The F-bomb definitely, but every once in a while they'll pick up on some other stuff. You know how it goes. It's hit or miss with the YouTubers, with the YouTube people. I don't want to upset.
They watch the full streams.
They watch enough of it. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be like, oh, hey. Or we'll cut up a little video and it's like, man, that wasn't even that rough. And they're like, no, this is very harsh language you're using in this video.
I didn't even know that.
All right. Yeah.
You haven't even told me. You're just still letting me loose.
Hey, man, I haven't felt like it's been enough to warrant, pulling the reins a little bit. It's like, no, man, let him fly. He's good.
Bro, you should see me on these Twitch streams sometimes, dude. With these Madden games. Oh, my God, dude. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was so bad. I was dropping F-bombs. It was like 5 in a row within like 5 seconds. It's bad. It's bad. I actually got to the point where I'm like, I'm actually swearing too much. I did. I got to the point I'm like, I am swearing a little too much.
Wow.
Don't want to take it completely out, but man, Madden's in a bad place. I've said this, but geez, oh man, dude. I step on that thing, step on the sticks, hoping to have a fun time.
Have a bad time. A bad place.
Have a bad time. Yep.
Well, right now I've been having a blast.
COD.
No, so I just got a PS5.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been having a blast. Not just COD.
You gonna add me?
Not just that, but I didn't realize I had 2 gamers in the house with me. Ava and Gray, they like the game. I didn't realize this, so I'm in here.
Is it just because you got the PS5?
Nah,
and they got tuned up to it.
They're already hip. So it's like we're in there playing Spider-Man, we're playing wrestling, we're playing daggone Call of Duty. I mean, it's a cool little scene. In fact, when we're done today, I can't wait to get back on the game with them. It's just a cool little vibe we're in right now. But it just got me thinking about that. I'm like, man, I want to game a little bit too. I like gaming. I know you're a gamer. I know you can respect the culture, but I haven't touched any of that Madden stuff just yet.
Oh, you thinking about it?
I thought because I need another game where I can have all 3 of us playing at the same time. So I'm thinking, all right, I need another sports game. Football, basketball,
NHL's
soccer.
fun. Whenever you're facing off against people in the room, NHL's always fun.
You like that better than FIFA?
User friendly. Oh yeah, I don't like FIFA.
Serious?
Yeah, I've never been a FIFA guy though.
Wow. Okay.
See, never been a soccer guy either.
See, growing up, I loved NHL hockey games, like those games versus like FIFA. But then when I got older, it was like FIFA's kind of dope. Yeah.
NHL in terms of just pick up and play. Like I'll go to my buddy's house and we'll play like NHL 17 or something. Okay. Just something random, but it's always a good time. It's just you can pop in a controller, easy to play.
So you telling me I'm gonna need to go ahead and get that NHL real quick?
NHL's not bad. I mean, if you're talking about just something you could play with the kids, it's
that's what I'm looking for them, man.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I guess Madden would work. I hate playing with like other people on my team though in Madden.
I would as well.
Like I just want to play on my team. Yeah. This is it. I know what all the players are doing.
Yeah.
I'll do 1v1s, but if you're talking, that's what I'm saying. If you're talking 3, you could have 2 people on the same team in NHL, and it's kind of fun. You can control your own player.
Yeah. You're right. It is easier to play. Yeah, I can see that. That might be the move, man. All right. So real question is this, man. We got 1 minute left, man. Do I play this last 50-second call, or do we just go ahead and read through maybe another set of supers, see if any chats are up?
I think we only have one more super chat.
Okay, well, let's read that.
I think it's Wade Keith.
All right, let's read that.
Yeah. Wade Keith says, chase the clay-made...
The clay-made fool? Oh.
Mentally frail.
Oh.
Ben looked great. Deke still got the win? What's that mean?
Were you streaming or something? Or maybe it was the... No, because we didn't do picks. So I don't know.
No. Deke still got the win. I don't know what that's from because I lost pretty good in Madden yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah. No wins yesterday. Steelers lost. Bad day on Twitch yesterday.
Yeah. But Jordan Addison.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. He did get the win. Absolutely. He did win that, and that was dope for him.
Glad to see him win. I would have felt like it was a snub if he didn't win. Now, Jameson Williams looked like he was deserving. Obviously, didn't get to see every game by him, but I saw how electric he was in the SEC Championship. Mm-hmm. Stats were close, but Addison's were better, so you give it to Addison.
100%, man. Definitely good. And, hey, man, we still see what the Heisman's looking like for your boy Kenny Pickett,
man.
We'll
see. My hopes aren't high. I don't know if it's official, but I saw Bryce Young associated with the Walter Payton Award.
Yeah.
Is it Walter Payton Award? No, Maxwell. I'm sorry.
Maxwell. Oh, Maxwell. Okay.
Yeah, best college player. So that's like offensive player of the year in the NFL. Mm-hmm. That can't help Kenny if he's winning that.
I would agree.
Is that all we got?
Yeah, man. This was fun. Wish it would have been under better circumstances, but it is what it is.
This helped, though, man. I'm telling you because I was mad, pissed off. Like you heard me at the beginning.
Yeah, man.
Like I've just been mad these past 12 hours.
That's what we try to provide here. We try to provide a holistic healing experience.
I'm even glad you said right off the bat too. You're like, you know what? Even 3-1, we can make some noise. So I'm thinking 4-0, but yeah, we ain't out of this.
Heck no, man. Keep the fight rolling. So with that being said, enjoy your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, more importantly. Actually, before we go, man, I did want to just pay our respects, man. Demaryius Thomas, draft class member of mine, 2010, just passed away yesterday. I believe it was when the reports came out at 33 years old. Still not a lot of information in terms of what happened, what was the exact cause of it. But anytime you're losing life and you're that young, man, it's always tragic, man. Never want to see that, man. So definitely want to just make sure we paid a little bit of respect to him for that as well, man. Awesome career that he had. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we were on the receiving end of one of those spectacular plays by him. But as a whole, man, I don't know him personally, so I never could speak on him like that. But what he was doing on the field, I mean, I was a fan of it. So.
Oh, yeah. He was an awesome receiver. He was a top 5 receiver in that era, I think.
Yeah.
And you add to everything that I've read is that he was a better dude off the field. Yeah. That's what everyone was saying. They're like, he was always showing up to like all the Broncos charity events. So, yeah, it's just sad, dude. That's really sad, especially with how young he was.
Yeah, not a lot of information in terms of like how he
I was telling you earlier, there were some hints that he had seizure problems, so it might have been something to do with that. But, yeah, I don't think the full report's out on it yet. Yeah. But definitely sad.
Nah, definitely, man. So we'll give him a moment of silence before we get up out of here as well, man. All right. So, yeah, man. Whew. But that is crazy, bro. That is crazy, man. So, yeah, with that being said, though, man, definitely enjoy the rest of y'all weekends, man. Like I said, spend it with the people y'all love and stay safe, baby. And until next time, partners.
Peace.